All right, we're back again for another week of our drinking podcast, A Gentleman's Agreement. I'm here with my co-host,
Nano. We've already started drinking, and we've committed a great error.
Yeah. So this is, you know what? This is just something that happens when you drink. You don't pay attention. And we recorded about an hour, and
no, we didn't record for an hour. We were recording for what? It was like
75 hours of great podcasting that you'll never hear.
It was great conversation, and we lost it all because we didn't hit record.
But every week we come here, we open a new fine spirit, we taste it out, we will tell you what it tastes like, if it's good or not, the price points.
We give you an honest man's review.
Yeah. Last week we did a day drinking episode, which, there was no snafus there.
None, because you know what? Because we were drinking beer.
Yeah. Narragansett.
A lager. Working man's drink.
Working man's drink. Now we moved up a little bit, and we have Glen
Fohdry?
Fohdry. Speyside Single Malt Scotch whiskey. And so that we broke out this bottle because we have a special guest, guys. I'll let Nano do the introductions.
Guest of this week is my brother, host, founder, creator, overall lord of Gamertag Radio and video game podcasting.
Yeah, thanks for the invite. This is my second time doing my introduction.
Yeah.
Thank you. So this is a 12-year.
12 years? Yeah.
12-year Scotch.
Oak-aged.
Yeah.
Non-chill filtered.
It's good. Yeah, for those that are listening, I started internet radio in 2001. Friendly Star Online. I had a show on mp3.com. Got paid through mp3.com.
mp3.com.
My first check from there was $500. That's how I came to Miami on vacation.
Is that when you were that was when you were in college, right? Like,
yeah, I was in college. Yeah,
that was during the Big Pimpin' song, right? Like, I remember that was the
Actually, you know what's funny about that?
Yeah, that was the big song of the summer.
And you know what's crazy?
Big Pimpin'.
Eminem was coming out with his second album. I went to Times Square to TRL. And I presented that video, Big Pimpin', for Eminem.
You have the video, right? You have that?
Yeah, it's on YouTube. What
do you mean? You broke out?
He was on TRL. Yeah,
I was on TRL. I came on TRL many times, but one of them was me saying, "Yo, Eminem, thank you."
You know how they had the top 10.
You were a TRL star. Wait. We should change your credits right now.
all right. I'll start over. I'll do it one more time.
Yo.
How did you present the video? I don't get it. Like, you gave them a videotape?
So they came up to me, "Hey, you want to introduce a video?" Eminem has, I think, top 10 or top 20 videos of all time. His favorite videos while he was promoting Marshall Mathers LP.
The second album.
Yes.
Wait, what song did you do?
Big Pimpin'.
Is that the one that you introduced?
Yeah, I introduced like JC, Big Pimpin', yo, shout out to Miami. This and yeah. It's online.
You gotta understand, like, during that time during TRL, that was like their heyday, and they would be on the street and they'd get people from the crowd.
Yeah, I was there for Eminem because I was like, yo, I'm a big Eminem.
Didn't we go for the one from Mariah Carey? We did, yeah,
we did.
Hey, first of all, huge artist.
Yeah.
She's got a lot of songs, right?
Actually, you know, I was there. They shut down Times Square.
They had like the pink Cadillac outside. I remember.
And it
number
was
one Christmas song of all time.
This is crazy.
She's got plenty of them. She's got number one hits everywhere.
Times Square shut down, and it was Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg performing outside. I was inside the studio.
That was during the 2001 Chronic, right?
Yeah. And they came inside.
You were just hanging out at MTV every day?
All the time. Yo.
Times Square, yeah.
And that's how I met Snoop. And Snoop signed my Blaze magazine that he's on the cover with Dr. Dre. I still have it, still to this day.
So you'd get out of school and run over to the fucking MTV building in the middle of Times Square?
Well, the days I was off, I was just...
Well, you worked in the city.
Yeah, I worked in the city. I worked close around there.
Okay.
So I was like, let me just chill and see what's going on. Yeah.
New York natives we have right here. All three of us come from New York. Me from the Bronx. You from the Bronx?
I'm from the
Everybody
Bronx.
from the Bronx. But
No, Godfrey's from
Uptown Manhattan. Washington Heights. Dominicano.
A real Dominican.
Yeah,
shit,
Platanos everywhere.
Oh, shit. We should get Battle Cat on here with fucking Pito, yo.
Pito doesn't even... He's not an artist anymore. I don't think he goes by that name anymore.
Well,
I'm sure they'll talk, though.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. But, did Gato...
Hey, who, man?
Let's talk about something else.
Okay. All right, so let's get back on the whiskey. A quick review before we get into like any more deep conversation.
I'm not a whiskey guy. Like, I'm not. You know me. I'm always drinking beer and stuff. And I started drinking now whiskey like recently, like 2 years or so. This is pretty good, man. It's not too strong.
What do you think of it? Is it smooth?
Smooth, very smooth.
Good finish.
Yeah,
it's not harsh. There's no bite to it. It's very like. This is a fancy drink. You could take out sipping scotch.
Yeah, like this is like I could chill watch a movie or watch my political shows on TV and just drink this on the side.
I already chastised you about not drinking scotch, as you said that you were a beer man, because your father, both of your fathers.
Oh, he's a whiskey guy.
He's
hardcore.
Like, literally, I drink whenever, but I went to go do something at 10 in the morning, and I passed by your house for whatever reason. He was like, "Hey, man, come have a shot with me, man." I was like, "It's 10. I gotta go to work." He's like, "Man, you turning down a drink?" I'm like, "You know what? It's my fault.
You know what? I'm wrong. I'm sorry.
I'm wrong. I'm in the wrong here. I will take a shot with you. Thank you very much."
Don't say no to my dad, man. Don't say that no to my dad.
I think Papi's done that to everybody. Like, any person that's come to the house at 9 a.m., 6 p.m., it doesn't matter what time of the day. Hey, you want a shot? And I'm just like, Dad, you know, like, they're in a car. Like, they're driving over here.
He starts with beer, and then I go, all right, we're going to take it to the next level. Here's some couple bottles that I have, you know.
My dad's telling me that he's going to stop drinking. I'm like, I mean, you should do it, but homeboy has the bottle of the cheapest Seagram's gin that you can have. He has a bottle there, always. That's like his go-to hard alcohol. My dad's not a hard drinker. Like, all he does is light beer all day. He switched from Heineken to Bud Light, I want to say, in 1997, and never went back. He's like, I can't do those other lagers. Like, he doesn't drink other beers.
He drinks Bud Light.
Bud Light.
No, but your dad likes Budweiser.
He used to drink Budweiser, but I think, you know, he's like, oh, light. You know, there's like a diet.
Really?
It obviously hasn't worked.
It hasn't. I don't think the light part hasn't hit him yet.
But apparently they bought a Volvo that they have to pay, like, you know, fucking a crazy amount of money per month. And he's like, I'm going to quit drinking now because I have to pay for this Volvo. I'm like, you could have just quit drinking and had more money instead of giving yourself a $500 payment that you have to pay every week.
What kind of car did you get?
It's like a Volvo, like a
sedan, or
no, like a SUV.
Okay, though, I don't know the
I don't know the name, but I was like, there's no need for this. I'm always like, I can't stand new cars.
Why?
It's like,
are you not a fan of the car note, or
in the sense that, like, whenever you go to if you're gonna buy a car, don't lease a car for sure. Buy the car. But if you're gonna get some, just get it. Don't get like a used version of a new car because it takes $1,000 off. It'll be worth it. Like, no, just buy the car.
Yeah, no, I agree. But I think leasing is not bad either. Like, it depends on the point in your life. Like,
yeah, it depends.
If you're a single person and you have no expenses aside from your rent, your phone, and your car, lease a fucking car.
Yeah,
like,
I don't see a problem with that.
You could change it every 2 years. You know what I mean? Like,
I've done it all. I've done the.
You done lease?
Not lease. I've done used cars.
Oh, but you've had like the worst used cars ever.
The worst experience with used cars.
This is why I go, just buy the new car and be done with it.
I have a story to tell about that. So, I was sleeping, and I got a call like 2 o'clock I think it was like 1 o'clock in the morning, and it was Nano. He was at South Beach. He's like, "Yo,
I remember
my car got towed." I'm like, "What? Your car? What? You know, we'll talk about that later. You know, I'm gonna go pick you up." So I was driving.
You were there that night. You guys left me.
Yeah. But wait, hold on.
You told us to leave you.
Well, because I was trying to do something.
Yo, but hold on. It gets better. So I'm driving. My car just dies in the middle of the 826. It dies. Then it started pouring. Like, it was raining like crazy.
Oh, no. This is the best part. Wow.
And then Bam came.
So we did have to pick you up. I remember.
I remember
this part.
Yeah, because the thing is, I called Godfrey. He was supposed to pick me up. His car ended up stalling on the 826 on the highway. Died. So I called Bam to pick me up. No. Bam was on his way, and then he called Bam. So Bam, instead of picking me up at the beach, goes to pick him up.
But
I spent most of the night on that goddamn bench in the South Beach.
This was in front of that hotel, that blue hotel.
Fontainebleau, right?
Yeah.
But wait, it gets better. So then I tell Bam, it's raining. They try to help me out. You know, in the highways, the guys with the trucks,
the road rangers.
Yeah, they try to help you out. Yo, they couldn't help me out. So we didn't have no rope, nothing. So Bam, from the 826 all the way to Country Walk. Mm-hmm. For those that don't know, that's in Miami. Yo, he would push my car, push it, and I'm driving it. And,
mind you, while they're doing all this stupid shit,
you're still over there.
I'm still sleeping on the bench.
Yeah, it took me almost 2 hours to get home from I think the 826
in the times before Uber.
Flagler. I think it was like
people
Flagler.
couldn't get anywhere.
Yeah, no, this is kids. If you're listening,
this
is before
ride share.
Mind you, just to blow your mind even more, I had no cell phone. So I was walking from
this was early.
This is like early, during Memorial Day weekend or something. So like I was
sidekick.
I remember I was totally against technology at the point where Godfrey's like, I got a sidekick. I'm like, the fuck you're spending your money on stupid gadgets? Like, again, like I've turned around on everything. Like podcasting, I was against podcasting. I was like, who's gonna listen to the internet radio? Who's gonna play with these gadgets? I didn't have a cell phone.
Yeah, you even gave up on books. Like,
wait,
you don't read books anymore.
You had a beeper?
I had a beeper in 12th grade. Again, it was like if you couldn't find me, like until I want to say in sophomore year in college, if I wasn't home, you guys couldn't find me. Like you had to leave a message on my shit and I'll get back to you type shit.
That's crazy, yo. I don't know how you.
Yeah, but you don't remember? I didn't get a phone until what, 2006?
That's what I'm saying.
What was your first?
My first phone was like a singular, like a flip phone. It looked like a little brick, like a little mini VHS.
Yeah. I think for me, I had Metro PCS, crappy, because at that time, if you live in Florida, once you pass Jupiter,
your signal goes out.
Yeah, it doesn't work anymore.
Oh, but that was back when Metro was.
But that's early
it wasn't
days.
nationwide.
The other way, my parents live on the West Coast. If you drive through the Everglades, like right when you get past the Miccosukee part, the thing, Juan's downstairs, he'll get it. But you lose signal from, I want to say, where it turns to 82.
Alligator Alley.
Yeah. Well, it's underneath Alligator Alley, but that whole stretch of Everglades.
Oh, horrible reception.
Horrible.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
But my first phone that I was like, wow, I can't believe I could read my emails on the go.
was the Sidekick.
I hated the Sidekick. I remember when you there and you flip it open. I'm like, look at this asshole flipping his phone open.
Dude? Let me tell you. You don't know how much I made so much moves because of that phone. Because I wasn't on my computer. I was like on the go.
You're doing stuff.
I'm like water dripping everywhere. And yeah, dude, I was always making moves, emailing people, interviews.
I'm telling you, the Sidekick was the point where I was like, what is going on?
Yo, man.
Computer
it was a game
in
changer.
your pocket? It's ridiculous.
I wasn't a fan of it because it was very. What was the other thing? The
BlackBerry?
Messenger. No. There was a messenger. What's that noise?
Where's that sound?
I don't know. It's one of these mics.
I haven't even moved my mic.
Yeah, me either. All right. What was the thing that people were using? The two-way pagers.
Yo, seriously, hold on.
You know what? I think it's this wire. Let me see.
You can edit this part, right?
Yeah.
Nah.
Is it? Let me. I'll
pause it. We move on, or we could still stop it?
No, we could.
No, yeah. The thing is, like, I wasn't a fan of the Sidekick because it reminded me so much of those two-way pagers. You know what I mean? Like during, like when it was really big in hip hop and people would use those.
I never used the two-way.
I fucking hated those things.
You know, my fiance, she bought a two-way pager, but she only knew one person with it. So she would just communicate with that person. That's it.
Well, that's the thing. You had to. The two-way pager only worked if the other person had one, right?
That sucked. And it was expensive. That thing was not cheap.
Yeah, they're cheap. You had to get your own separate plan for it.
But let me tell you this, man. Let me tell you. You know what was a game changer? I mean, especially for podcasts, it was just like, first it was iTunes adding podcasts to the platform, but then when the iPhone came out, and then you see Android and all these other phones, not Windows tried, and it was whatever. But it helped. It helped people that, like, content creators like me, man. Like, back then, people had to, like, go to their computers, listen to it,
do whatever, or download a video, put it on some thing.
or they'll get an MP3 player, or they had to, like, get their phone or iPod connected to the computer or to transfer.
Yeah. I remember that. I remember doing that.
Back in the days, that was awful. That was horrible, man. To get, but it's crazy the amount of people that did it back then.
And again, this is another
like you
thing.
with the Zune.
That was another one. You know what?
God, what a failed product.
You know what's crazy? Literally, like 2 weeks ago, we got an email from a listener. He's like, "Yo, Danny,
I have all your episodes on Zune.
I'm a fan of your show. I listened to your show for years. I'm listening to the Zune podcast software, and for some reason,
wait, does it still run?
It runs.
Oh, you're not getting updated on there anymore?
He said it crashed. Like, it's not. He gets content from other people, but from ours, is not. For some reason, he's not getting the content. I'm like, yo, Zune software.
Where's this guy?
2018.
Where does he live?
Was his name Bam?
No,
Bam is the only person who's like Zune was way better than the iPod.
Yeah, I remember he was a big fan of it. He was a big advocate.
Still is. He still has that stupid Zune. He's like, I put all my music on this Zune.
I think Zune was ahead of his time. Like, there were certain things I was like, yo, that's dope. Like, I could find out what Charles is listening to or say, or you.
It was the Spotify before Spotify and shit.
Yeah, like, there were certain things I'm like, yo, they were ahead of his time.
Yo, first of all, stupid name.
Zune, yeah. Did you do any bonus episodes for Zune? Because at one point they were sponsoring podcasts. I remember listening to.
No, I had a friend that he was in charge of approving podcasts to the store.
Okay.
I never liked the aesthetics of it. You know, it looked boxy and weird. You know,
it looked like a Chinese ripoff of an iPod.
Yeah. Well, that first iPod, the generation. Which one did you have? Generation 2 or 3? I got
Generation 2. That was my first iPod.
That's the one with with the circle, right?
Button. Yeah, no.
There was dial.
That's 3 and up.
Yeah.
The one I had was
4 buttons.
Where it had the 4 buttons
and a circle, but it was weird. Like the way how you touch it, you get
Franco had that one.
Yeah, it was weird, and it was very hard.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, man, I was so happy to have so many songs in that iPod.
Yeah.
You still have it?
Yes, it's still alive.
It's a huge plot point in Guardians of the Galaxy 2 when he gets this.
Yeah, that's so funny. Yeah, that's true.
Which is kind of like saying like the Zune is like a cassette player, guys. That's how old it is and outdated.
And it is super outdated. When's the last time a Zune was created, like, manufactured?
Actually, we went to a launch party.
Shut up.
South. You don't remember? It was me, you, and Lee.
You did a Zune
launch party.
Yeah, I remember.
They had a free concert. Yo, they gave me a free Zune.
Yeah.
Microsoft. Yeah, and everything.
I always thought Winamp fucked up not trying to make an app.
I love Winamp.
Yo, Winamp was the best like media player on your PC, and like they literally had the iPod facade in the like if they would have made a little Winamp like fucking device, that
it was ahead of its time, man.
Fucking
yeah. But you know, a lot of people will download our podcast. This is like early days, 2001. And they would listen through Winamps. They will download it from the website and play it on
I used to. I used
they had like their own playlists and all this stuff that they could do. Yeah.
In days of technology's past,
I can
there was
imagine.
a Winamp.
I mean, I'm assuming everybody that listens to our podcast is over 21. But you know what I mean? Like,
that's true.
I would hope so, but it's even people that are in their mid-20s, like they got to listen to us and be like, what the hell are those guys talking about? Because like, 2 to 3 years in technology is it's a big time.
My first sex playlist was on the Winamp. I still have that music. Like I would just put on.
You had a sex playlist.
Whenever I was gonna fuck, I would put because I lived. I've always
wait. What was like the top 3 songs? What were the first 3 songs?
First was Spodiosis Dopalicious from fucking
No, it wasn't.
Aquemini. And it was just the instrumental.
That's a good track.
Just the instrumental. I don't want to hear that.
That's a good track. That's a good track, though. That's a good track.
That would be the first, and it ran the gamut. Like
I'm surprised
was
it's not really old school, like 70s. That was like the prime.
No. It would go through a bunch, and then it would be like, "Are you ready? Yes, I'm ready to fall in love."
Oh man,
and this was I've always lived with people when I was young and fucking.
You're peeking.
So when I was young and fucking, I was living with roommates and shit. So I would put up the music, you don't want people listening and shit.
Yeah, that's so fun. But there was another site where it helped us promote our show again before podcasts and stuff. Audio Galaxy.
Audio Galaxy was cool.
Galaxy?
For those that know about Audio Galaxy, salute, because not that many people know about that, man. I got so many, like, a lot of great songs, a lot of freestyles, mixtapes from there.
I want to know what happened to mp3.com. That's shit.
I'll tell you the story of mp3.com. So, for those that don't know, mp3.com was a place where music artists, mainstream and even independent, they will post their content there. You could either stream it, download, you could buy merchandise from there. You could buy the CDs, T-shirts, all that stuff. So, and it was free hosting. So then, every time you would stream or download, you would get paid from mp3.com. So I was like, yo, what if I start a show and people could listen to it? It doesn't matter if they have a 56K modem, because they could listen to a 56K modem. They'll get like a lower quality. Or if you have DSL at that time, you get like a little bit better quality.
DSL.
And I started doing my talk radio like that through mp3.com. Yo, there was so many people that were downloading it and streaming it.
Yeah, but what were the checks?
I had my first check from mp3.com was $500, and this was like not even a month or two. I was just like getting paid. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. So I could get paid from just creating audio content. This is crazy. There's no ads. There's nothing.
And this is back when $500 meant something, people.
Yeah. So what was the name of your first show?
PSO Radio. It was about Family Star Online for the Dreamcast. So we were just talk about
fucking nerds,
the
bro.
Quest. We would talk about Quest. We talk about ways to hack the game.
I remember Franco and Carlo had that game because they had the Dreamcast.
Yeah.
And they would be playing it, and I was like, this is cool, like, but I still like Final Fantasy. Like, I like that.
But go for it now.
No, I mean, it kind of played both parts. It was an RPG, MMORPG.
I never got into those massive multiplayer games because I didn't understand it. I still don't understand.
But this is not a massive multiplayer.
No, it's not. It wasn't.
It wasn't. I mean, but the thing is, with
he
this
just likes he likes turn-based RPGs.
Okay, all right. But the thing with this is, yo, I'm in New York and I'm playing with friends from all over the U.S. and Canada.
So you graduate in Miami and then you move back to New York.
Yeah, okay. I'm originally from New York. I moved a lot in my life, you know. But in New York City, that's when I bought my Dreamcast, $99.99, right? My first.
They had to this day, greatest launch.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Greatest launch date ever.
Yeah.
$9.99.
Yeah, and not only that,
but they fumbled everything. After
no,
I'll tell you.
It wasn't their fault.
Whose fault?
No. It's a combination. It's a combination. It's like, I can tell you what really happened with Sega in a few minutes, but they were ahead of its time. There was no voice chat. You had to use your keyboard to communicate with people, like playing NFL 2K.
I remember Franco had the little attachment. You had to put on your controller or whatever, then you can like type it in.
No. I had a keyboard.
Oh, you had it plugged in.
Yeah, you had to plug in a keyboard.
Okay. Well, you were talking about the VMU. It was like a memory card and stuff.
It was like a memory card, kind of like a Tamagotchi shit. Like
you shoved in there.
when the Dreamcast was dying, they had one game that had voice chat. It was Alien Front Online. It was called.
That game was fucking terrible.
You plug this mic into the controller. So you only can say like a certain amount of seconds you can say something, and then it will transfer to the game, and everybody in the game will hear you. So I will play, and people were like, "Yo, are you Godfrey from PSO Radio?"
Oh shit!
Because the audience wasn't that big, you know. But for the Family Star Online, the first game was free. The second game you had to pay monthly. So when it was dying, I'm like, damn man, like what else I'm gonna do? Like this thing is dying. So then I heard about the Xbox, and then I'm like, oh man, so wait a minute, I need a broadband DSL in order for me to play online with other people. So I had a certain amount of time for me to save some money, because I was a college kid and stuff, and at that time I was still using American Online, and it wouldn't work.
No.
So I got the beta from Xbox.
Really?
I got the beta disc to play online. So it was two games. It was NFL Fever. That didn't exist. That doesn't exist anymore. And there was another one, a racing game, Revolt, I think it was called. It was like little cars and you race and stuff.
Was it called Revolt? No, I know what game you're talking about. I remember playing it.
Yeah, so
it wasn't like a Gran Turismo type game.
No.
But let me tell you, man. When I played those games online for the first time with voice chat, I was like, yo, this is mind blowing. What the hell? This is great. I'm talking to people. I think
the first game I played on with voice chat was the Unreal Tournament.
Unreal Tournament.
Shit.
Yeah.
For the
I
Xbox?
met so many people through that game.
That's what brought me into that world of holy shit. Other people like what I like too. You know what I mean? You get into this. You get your mind blown of you open these doors of holy shit, there's other people like me and they like video games, they like to play as much as I do.
And you know what, you remember this, Nano? During the early Xbox Live days, you could change your voice, put special effects.
Yeah.
It was so cheesy.
You know what's funny? Cheesy as hell. There was a game where I would start a party, and it was like a 4-player game, and I'd be the guy that put music on. So I'd put my computer on and just put like a playlist and leave my mic next to the speaker, the computer speaker, and just play music for everybody. And I would play a bunch of like, you know, just hip hop music, and like I'd get a bunch of racist assholes in there.
Are you Mexican? I'm like, no. So you're trying to say every Latino is Mexican? You can't say that, man. It was really racist back then. But
I mean, I think it's still prevalent.
Still pretty racist.
Yeah, still, yeah, you're fine. But I don't know. I'm very careful who I play with and everything.
But in general, I remember Nano coming down from New York and starting to hang out, and you guys started the podcast. And a reason I want to say small, like percentage-wise, is the reason why Nano's not with Gamertag Radio anymore.
It was
because of you guys. Yeah, it's because of you guys.
Thanks a lot, Charles. Thanks a lot.
It's because he used to hang out with us. I'm like, what the fuck are you nerds doing talking about video games? And again, I'm calling him a nerd. I'm reading comic books and like playing my own video games on my fucking.
You fucking nerds! I'm gonna go on my
Super
D&D
Nintendo
night.
and fucking play Street Fighter 2 all night.
You know what? You guys were young too, and you're like,
We were
honestly, like
fucking-
since I was a kid, I was always.
Again, we were out fucking with fucking playlists.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I got sucked into the whole world of keggers and hanging out and drinking, and it's like, oh yeah.
Godfrey's like, you're not taking this serious, bro.
Yeah, Godfrey would always yell at me like, "Yo, man, we gotta record tonight." I'm like, "Bro, I gotta get some
It's so
bitches
crazy.
tonight."
Yeah, but you know what's crazy? When I was young, in my early teens, I was living in the Dominican Republic, and I mentioned to my mom, I want to open a business. She's like, you want to open a business? Because she was like, yo, let's do it. Whatever it is. What is it you want to do? I was like, Mom, I have a lot of Super Nintendos. My friend also has Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis.
You lost me on Super Nintendo, son.
But wait, hold on. This is crazy. So
She slapped you in the face.
Both of us, we have a lot of games. If we combine them both, we could charge people.
Like an arcade.
Per controller, we'll charge them 30 minutes, an hour. And my mom goes, you know what? I like the idea. I'm going to help you out. So we rented an office. We had...
In
Dominican Republic. Nobody has ever done this, ever.
No.
This is we were the first people to start. Now you go there, and still to this day, people are doing this now.
Oh, they have LAN cafes everywhere.
But those days...
Oh, shit.
Yo, we were charging per controller.
Godfrey, did you invent the video game cafe? Like internet cafe?
DR? Yes. In DR. Nobody was doing
Yo, he's taking credit for it, ladies and
I'm
gentlemen.
dead serious.
I remember when my parents lived in the hammocks, and across the street opened up like an internet cafe.
That place sucked.
It sucked so bad, and I was like, "Who comes in here? Who doesn't have like you get a computer? Go to the library. It's right there.
It's free. It's free."
Here's the games that people will go and they will play. And sometimes I will charge even cheaper just for those quick games like Street Fighter 2, Mortal Kombat 2.
Not a quarter, but like
not
a dollar or whatever.
But
no, it was like it was like 5-10 pesos.
Yeah,
right?
so now it's different the money, but at that time it was like I'll charge. I think it was like 10 peso, 20 peso, like for 30 minutes,
10 or 20 for those
or
non-Spanish speakers,
or for like an hour. Like I don't know, it was something like that, man.
It's
but
so crazy.
but it was people driving.
You're a fucking entrepreneur.
3 hours just to go to our town, see what we were doing, and they will copy and they will take it back to their town and do the same exact thing. And then I found out that so many people did it. I was like, I stopped. I was like, I was like maybe like 12, 13 years old, maybe.
You're like,
And
this
I
is
stopped.
jump the shark.
I stopped. It was like too many people were doing it. And
So when you go, like we have a couple arcades down here now, like that are not even cool because like other places like New York have like barcades, which I would enjoy.
I love that. I
They're
love
fun.
barcades.
Yeah,
There's no barcades down here, but we have Arcade Odyssey. Do you go to Arcade Odyssey going like, this is what I dreamed?
You know, crazy. I'm super close
You
to
know
that
what?
area.
Honestly, like
Super close to that area.
I like Arcade Odyssey.
Yeah, super close. Yeah.
You know them?
Yeah, I don't know them, but I know the place. I only been there like twice.
It's cool. The kids like going. I like them because they have a lot of Japanese style cabinets.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just they.
But they have what Godfrey's talking about. Like they'll have Xboxes and PlayStation.
know what's
they have a PC and Xbox Center.
You know what, man? I'll say this: like, I love playing
Or
at
console,
home. I love playing home, and I play with my nephews and stuff all the time. I play Fortnite with them, and everything. It's like the coolest thing ever.
Whitey is.
But there's the best feeling in the world is playing at our arcade place, man.
Yeah.
Like back in the day, Street Fighter 2, Mortal Kombat, a long line. People
coin
would come
laundry.
up, they put their coin up next, man. Like,
what was the big
best.
one of our first interviews was at Flippers, remember?
Oh, shit.
Flipper.
Before it closed.
Rest in peace. For those who know, that's in Miami.
That's one of the greatest Miami arcades ever. Yeah.
That was the best. They had every old school and current arcade.
I still remember to this day. There's a funny story. Like me and Bam would go there, and this is during Bam's like I'm the greatest at Street Fighter era.
He got juggled,
and he got destroyed by this black kid that just came in a suit.
Magneto.
He came in with he had a Michael Jackson glove on. He came in with a two-piece suit.
You can't get beat by a guy in a Michael Jackson.
No. This guy came in.
That's it. Your career's over.
Tall, skinny black guy. Yeah. He walks in and just puts the quarter down on the arcade machine, and Bam's whipping everybody up. So the guy puts his quarter down. Bam looks at him like, who the fuck is this guy with a glove? A glove and a suit on. Yeah. The guy gets on. He just continuously destroys Bam in the corner. He was
I
doing
remember
combos.
him saying it's with Magneto.
Yeah, he had Magneto, and like Marvel vs. Capcom 2, there was a juggle with Magneto where it was like unlimited. So he knew the combo.
And Bam's like, I'm gonna push him in the face.
Yeah, Bam got so mad.
He took it personal. He took it mad personal.
Yo, Bam wanted to fight this guy. I'm like, yo, Bam, stop. Just walk away, man.
Nah, man. Like, here's the thing, man. Like, when you have a dream, man, you just gotta go for it, man. Like, I used to be a promoter back in the days, and like the hip hop music industry and stuff. Like, I worked with a lot of big time people, man. When I told them that I wanted to start doing stuff with gaming, a lot of people would look at me crazy, like, yo, you're wasting your freaking time, yo. That's the stupidest, nerdiest thing. Like, why are you doing this? What you're leaving?
Coming from the hip hop industry.
I'm talking about like
you're the Wayne Gretzky of fucking pop culture, because you're like, I'm gonna go to where the puck is. I'm not going where the puck is. I'm going where the puck is going.
But you know what is, Charles? Like, sometime in life, in order for you to succeed, it's good for you to think outside of the box, man. I feel like a lot of people are going after what's trending. Mm-hmm. Yo, there's too many people doing the same thing.
But that's the generation we live in. Like, it's just a bunch of like, oh, that's hot. I'm gonna follow that.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow that. You know what? I'm gonna do that. It's gonna get popular. But once they see the results, that too many people are doing that, and they're not seeing the results like pretty good. It's like, yo, it's like, why even bother, man? Like, I'd rather do something unique and different that nobody else is doing. Mm-hmm. That's gonna get more attention than something that everybody's doing.
So what do you feel about like this new wave of like, because everybody's starting a podcast? Mm-hmm. And I don't want to like, we're doing this just honestly, like, we like to talk shit, we like to drink whiskey.
Yes.
You know what?
But like, everybody now is starting these, just podcasts about the same shit. Everything's the same.
It's fine, because I want more Latinos, more people of color, to start doing podcasts, because right now, and don't get me wrong, Charles, you probably know a lot of like the mainstream podcasts. Maybe I don't know. Maybe
how many Buffy podcasts do you listen to?
Buffy,
like the Vampire Slayer.
Holy,
I listen
really?
Because so
before you mentioned,
I listen to. I'm going to give you some of the more obscure. I listen to a podcast called Who Charted, where they just talk about radio charts. I listen to a podcast.
That's dope.
Look, I the reason why we started this is because I was like, oh, no one does a drinking podcast in which, at least you can get an idea of what to go buy. Because I like suggestions. I want you to tell me like, hey, next time you go to the liquor store, go grab the Zier vodka. It's the best vodka you can drink for less than $30. Yeah, that's what I want to hear.
I like that. But see, you're thinking outside of the box. It's not a bad look to me. It's like hip hop.
Yeah,
you need the MC Hammers. You need the Vanilla Ice.
You need a pop.
I'm saying, and you need the underground hip hop artists. Like, you need that balance, because the mainstream ones are the ones that is pushing the platform to the audience that never heard of.
They're rising
that music.
They're rising all the boats.
Yeah, like we're both taking podcasts.
So you don't think it's like
you're the same as Alex
you
Jones.
don't think it's oversaturated? Like it's just too much?
No, I don't see that, man. Honestly, there's more bloggers, there's more YouTubers, there's even more Facebook people than podcasts. And
what do you mean Facebook people?
Facebook video, like right now. Facebook is really pushing videos. Like, they even got friends of mine that were on Twitch. They were full-time Twitch streamers. they pay them to leave Twitch and go and stream on Facebook. And the thing is, I feel like a lot of people are depending so much on the visual part. Mm-hmm. But it's okay to do a podcast too. Like,
it's audio.
We just having a conversation. There's people that
maybe
find your podcast and they be like, yo, this is a great conversation. This is a dope conversation. You know what? I like this. You know what? I'm going to buy that bottle because of Charles.
I hope so. I hope people listen to, like we don't like, the thing is, like, 90% of our podcast, or I want to say 95% of it is kind of just like rhetoric and like us talking shit. Mm-hmm. But it's that little bit that we do talk about whiskey, like, we don't give the greatest insight, but we give you an honest opinion of what we think.
Exactly. And we're having a conversation about different topics.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, as we sit here, we're drinking the Glen Fohdry. I don't even know if I'm saying it right.
Fohdry.
Glen Fohdry.
Glen Fohdry.
Yeah. We're drinking this 12-year, Scotch, and it's just, we give you our honest opinion.
Yeah,
we're you know what I mean. Like, it's not, we're not some huge alcohol fucking website or anything. Like,
we're not sommeliers. Like, we don't know exactly what a palate is and like what nut hazel flavor tint is in it. But we'll read those guys and we'll be like, oh yeah, because like the week before last, I did it with Bam, and I read what those guys said, and Bam's like, oh yeah, I can taste the chocolate. Even
no way, bullshit.
He said that. He said that.
But you know what? Bam's also the same guy that says he's never been drunk.
What are you talking?
He's also said that Bam
when
to this
did he
day.
Say that?
Bam to this day said he's never been drunk.
I've wrestled with Bam into the point where he was half naked, so I know he's been drunk.
Wow.
Bam's the same guy that's like, oh, I'll drink anybody. So you know what? Like, his opinion means jack shit to me.
Jack crap. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, get out of here. But I'll take an honest opinion. Like,
I like how Godfrey's like jack crap because I have a PG.
No, Godfrey's he's very PG.
You know what? I because of podcasting, it changed. It helped me how to talk to people. Yeah. I keep it clean. We even had this conversation.
Yeah, we had the conversation on the ride over here.
Like, we grew up in New York, hip hop, N-word, and all that stuff. Like, I grew up in the hood, man.
Yeah.
Like, so I was used to that, and I said to myself, man, like, yo, I'm getting older. Why take it to that level? I'm always speaking. There's a lot of people that look up to us too. Like, why not?
Godfrey doesn't want to be that white girl that got pulled up on stage with Kendrick Lamar and got played up.
I know, but you know what? I agree with you in the sense that, like, we have the M-bomb pass, but there's no need to use it.
There's no need.
No. Yeah. Like there's no, like, the people that we talk to don't want to hear it.
No,
the people that we're homeboys with don't want to hear it.
You know what? When you're young, honestly, we're stupid most of the time. Like, the majority of us, man. Because when we're young, we'll say stupid things. We'll do stupid things, and you learn from that, man. And it's like, what is the purpose of talking that way? You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. It's just not me anymore.
It's something weird, that goes with the times.
But on the opposite end, as a Hispanic dude, do you throw around the term maricón? Do you?
No, I don't.
Yeah, right. It's weird because I don't,
man.
We grew up in Miami, and faggot is a word that people use.
No, I would not.
I'm just saying. But in Miami, growing up in Florida specifically, like South Florida,
I would never use that word.
I know, but just like
even before that, because.
All the Colombians,
I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been pretty upset. I've thrown that F word pretty hard.
But South Americans, we grew up around a lot of South Americans. And South Americans throw around faggot like it's a fucking, like, it's just a verb.
Well, they don't say the F.
But it's not
maricón.
No,
marica, like all that shit.
First of all, you're offending a lot of.
No, I'm just saying. But these
are. You're offending a lot of people saying them every time you're saying that.
No. But I hear what you're saying. But I'm saying I don't use those words, only in the sense that, like, I hear them.
You know what's funny?
I'll say the F word. Like, say whatever.
Faggot.
No. I'll say the F word or whatever. I will not say that. Yo.
But you don't say fuck anymore?
No. Yo,
even when you're.
Honestly, like, I cleaned a lot, man.
Yeah.
And it was because of podcasts, man. It helped me
in the sense of, like, you don't want to use certain language to get kicked off of certain platforms.
No, it's not because of kick off.
You don't want to get Alex Jones.
It's beyond that, man. It's beyond that. Remember, man. Like you guys. Let's say you guys just started. Let's just say you have 10 listeners.
We literally 50. Just started.
Yeah. Let's say you have 10 listeners, 50 listeners.
I think it's like 50. Yeah.
Okay. Let's say it's 50. Like, those 50 people are gonna get influence on the things that you guys say, man.
True.
You know, so it's like, be careful on the things that you say. Sometimes people get a little bit too comfortable, and then they think, whatever. Like, let's say PewDiePie.
Okay, he got real comfortable.
He got a little too
huge YouTuber or what's his name? Logan.
Oh yeah,
Logan.
Well, that guy he fucked up with the suicide thing
again. He got too comfortable.
I mean, I feel like that's beyond comfortable. And
no,
like
I know, but
sociopath.
Yeah, you went to Japan
to the suicide forest.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
what did you think you were gonna find?
And then he's making a joke out of it. It's like, dude, people go there to do some really fucked up shit.
Nah, man. It's like, and at the same time, they're making money from advertisers.
Well, he lost a lot of stuff, right? Like,
you know what he gained?
What?
A girlfriend in Chloe Bennett.
Oh God,
who's a
whatever,
goddamn,
man. Whatever.
She's
man.
a Marvel superstar. She's
Wait, who?
Quake.
What girl?
The Quake from fucking Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. He's dating this girl.
Shut up.
And she defends him. She's like, "Look, I don't give a fuck what he did. I like him,
man."
I'm like,
I don't know.
Like that dick, baby.
Here's the difference. Here's the difference between not a lot of YouTubers, but I'm saying like let's say the Paul Logan.
Yeah, people like young dudes trying to get an audience.
Yeah, or PewDiePie. Yo, this is me, man. I don't change my character. I don't. This is me, 100%.
We all know. Look,
100% me, man.
I was there when Godfrey passed out in the Wu-Tang Clan.
No, you were not there. Bam was there. Bam was right next to me.
I'm saying I was there. I saw you after the fact.
I gotta tell you the story.
Because people want to hear this because they don't know what we're talking about.
So I went to work I didn't eat anything.
Okay.
I was just
mistake number one.
These are all the excuses. Go on.
So I was just excited to see Wu-Tang. I've never seen Wu-Tang live.
I was in the same boat as you. Go on.
I was like, oh my God, minus ODB, rest in peace. I'm gonna see the whole Wu-Tang for the first. I was there before.
Was he dead at that point?
Yeah, he was already dead. So I went there before to it was an NBA 2K event
to that spot.
Yeah, this is before Wu-Tang.
This is what spot in Fort Lauderdale?
Revolution
Club Revolution.
So I went there with Jenny, my fiance. We were there because I had to interview Tribe Called Quest about them working on the soundtrack of NBA 2K.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I remember seeing Shaq outside. He was being a dick, whatever, but he did do
Shaq, like the basketball player.
Yeah, basketball player. So I go in there. I was supposed to interview Q-Tip and Fife. Q-Tip, I don't know what the hell happened at that time. He just left.
Well, was this during their beef?
Yeah, this is during their beef.
Okay.
So I sat down and I interviewed Fife. So I was like, oh, this is dope. This
you
is
had
legit.
that on fucking tape?
Yeah.
Wow.
You don't remember this?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
And they even have pictures and everything. Yeah,
That's
man.
fucking awesome.
So I interviewed them and we were talking about the music and we even talked about
but Fife was cool, right? Like he's
yo, humble as hell, man. Super humble. Dope. Honestly, one of my favorite interviews, man, ever since I started doing this. Yeah, man. It was dope. It was like,
did you grill him about like Tribe Called Quest shit?
Nah, man. Cause we were
what's going on, man?
Nah, cause
what's going on?
We talked a lot of shit about Q-Tip.
You know what's the problem with podcasters? I'll talk about the whole Wu-Tang situation, but
I can't wait.
With podcasts, it's not about the interview, man. It's about right now we're having a conversation, yo.
True.
Because when it's an interview, it's like it's a script. And to my opinion,
how did you feel about the 3-fight high on the ride?
Nah, man.
No.
Because in my opinion, when like I interview a lot of developers, producers, execs from like different companies. I like to get to know them before I press record, and we just have a conversation, man. And sometimes once you interview that person, they get so comfortable that they open up more, man, and they'll say things that they will not say.
I'm gay.
I murdered
to like the major media. They will not. I'm serious. Like I'm that serious, man. And we're just having a conversation, and then you see the media picks it up like, oh my God, so-and-so said this.
XYZ, yeah.
And it just goes around. And that's how we managed to get our name out there, because we're just having a conversation.
Before we got on, we talked about plagiar. Have you ever been plagiarized? Like, have you said something or talked to someone that got picked up in an article that wasn't credited
No.
to
First of all, wait. We'll get back to that question. Finish your Wu-Tang story.
Okay, so my Wu-Tang story. So
the people have to hear this.
All right, so it was the Trico Quest.
I was in the newspaper. I was in Miami New Times. Like, you know what? I give you a pass because Jizza gave me water with his hand.
No, we'll get to that. We'll get to that point.
All right. You didn't get the water. We
have to build. We have to build up. We have to build up to this.
You did touch Method Man and go, ooh.
No, it was not like that. It was not like that. So this is what happened. So I was so hyped the whole day. I didn't even eat. I was like, yo, I just want to go Revolution. I want to check out Wu-Tang. I'm hyped. So my coworkers, we drive, all of us from New York, right? Hip hop heads.
You didn't come with us?
No, it was with my. This is when I used to work at Discovery Channel. So I go to Fohdry with my crew, and one of my boys like, yo, there's a 2-for-1 across the street. It's a bar. Revolution is not open yet. Let's just drink.
Right.
Once it opens,
so you're there beforehand.
Way before. Right. I was drinking all kinds of stuff.
Happy hour.
Mixing. And the worst thing you could do without eating, mixing drinks. So I was drinking rum.
I don't believe this.
No. I'm dead serious.
No, this happened. This whole thing happened.
This is literally
I was there. I understand what happened, but I'm just saying.
You were not next to me. Yo.
No. I got this. The thing is, like, I know some of the people Godfree was with.
Yeah.
And they told me the same story, like, yo, your brother was wilding.
Yeah.
Like, he was there with...
I was just hyped. You know, I was just excited. Like, I'd never seen Wu-Tang live, you know? So, I go to a bar. We start drinking 2-for-1. Beer, rum. I was, like, going crazy, you know? Mixing is the worst thing you can do. Without eating, even worse.
Okay.
So, I get to the club. And...
It was outside. It was
an outdoor event. And the thing is... When you're, I was at the front. I was the front.
This is an embarrassing story.
I was at the front of
the crowd. You were on the rail.
So I'm like this, like I'm holding
the bars,
and there's people pushing like a lot. So I'm there. Like, first of all, I was thirsty. I was hungry,
drunk.
These are all variables going on to what happened after.
So I'm like, oh my God, this is not good, man. And every time they perform a big hit, the crowd will push it. And I'm like this, like the bar is like, hold it. I'm like,
you're doing push-ups.
No. Bam is next to me. I had my psychic.
Yeah, you did have your psychic.
I had my psychic. And I looked at Bam. And I passed out.
But wait. Before he passed out, Method Man went into the crowd.
No, it was not that. It was not the walking. This is before Method Man. Way before Method Man.
No, he walked. I was there.
No, man, it was before Method Man. Trust me, I remember. It was before Method Man.
Method Man was in the middle.
No, I was gone. Method Man probably after showed up. I was done.
No, the funny thing is, like,
Weekend at Bernie's fucking.
No, but wait.
It was Godfree right
there. So there was this guy next to me. He tried to fight me.
Oh, because you passed out on him.
I freaking passed out.
Godfree collapsed and he fell on top of the guy.
He's trying to fight me, and I'm done. Like I don't remember none of this. So
again, we characterize this as him passing out.
And the crazy thing, I had my psychic. Like, I remember, I think I was texting. I was doing something on my phone when I passed out. Bam saw the phone on the floor. He picked it up. I was done. I woke up backstage, and I see 3 bottles of water, and I'm there like they're giving me water.
It's
one for me
water
drinking.
In your head.
Are you okay? You okay? Like, yo, what the hell happened? What the hell happened? I don't remember nothing, yo. No. I remember Raekwon was performing.
All I remember is Bam telling me, like, yo, I thought that was the last time I saw Godfree alive.
Dude, honestly, yo, it was
he said the security guard picked up Godfrey like a rag doll and just threw him over his shoulder and carried him away.
In Godfrey's defense, I characterize this from being on the opposite side of the stage as him, because I was in the front row hanging out with other people on the other side. And when Bam told me what happened, I was just like, oh, so he fainted when he saw me.
Nah. You see, people will take things and flip it and make it funny. But honestly, yo, I remember seeing.
I could have died
that. It was serious.
It was Raekwon and Ghostface performing on stage. I can't remember what song it was. I passed out.
But in your defense, it was extremely hot. No, it was extremely hot. And I'm telling you, the only reason why I didn't jump out of line to go to the bar and go get something to drink is because Jizza was like, you dudes look fucking thirsty. I'm going to give you fucking a drink. He gave me and my homegirl Sammy a fucking drink. I was in the front rows. Yeah. Jizza came up. I'm like, that motherfucker, I'll buy every single one of his albums.
Jizza's my favorite Wu-Tang member.
Yeah, like, you're a great MC, but just on the strength of you giving me a bottle of water, because you saw that we were all fucking hot as fuck.
I woke up with 3 bottles of water. And you know what's crazy? I felt tired. I had no energy. I'm sitting down and I hear all the artists performing.
Godfrey starts singing along.
I can't believe I'm missing this, man. Like, what the hell just happened, man? And in a way, I messed up. No food, no water. I was just drinking. I messed up. Yeah. You know, it was not drugs or none of that, man. And
which, by the way, Godfrey has been drug free since
he was on Molly.
I have never smoked in my life.
Reefer?
No, never.
Nothing.
Not a cigarette. Nothing.
Any drug
I'm not a fan of reefer,
no, I've never done
cigarettes in general. But
I've never done anything.
No, Godfrey's never done a drug.
I've never done a drug. Period.
You never done like
zero? No, nothing.
Miami, son.
Zero. Nothing.
Gel Tab Central.
And I'm a hip hop nerdy guy.
That's true. Did you ever go to the full moon events in the racing car place?
Grand Prix. No,
never went there.
No.
I went there when I was a kid.
And this is in Fort Lauderdale,
in
Broward County.
I think it might have been in Miramar. Yeah, I think it's Miami-Dade,
South Florida.
It's fucking west and north. But the fact is, when I went there and I saw people doing ecstasy, I was like, "That's a drug I'll never do."
Yeah,
I've never tried.
I saw people grinding their teeth like.
Nah, man.
I was like, I'll never do that.
You know what's the problem? Why I never been into drugs? It's like
it's expensive, right?
Man.
No,
I don't know if it's too expensive.
God damn, it's so expensive.
Never got my attention. Like, to me, you know how I get quote unquote high? It's like music,
pornography,
video games,
jerking off.
What else?
Pornhub.
I don't know about that. Music, video games. Like, I don't know. Like, there's different ways.
Watching women undress through their windows.
One defense of drugs is the sense that, like, are you a spiritual person?
Yeah, I am.
You consider yourself like maybe religious, halfway.
Not religious, spiritual.
Spiritual. So like,
not religious.
I never had a spiritual experience until I did.
There's a difference, Nano.
I'm just saying, until I did acid. I'd never had a religious experience.
Are you talking about the time that we...
Yeah, we were all together. We were doing acid.
Yeah, that was
I did acid, I want to say, is that the 28, 27? Like, I was older. Like, I wasn't
That's when you couldn't get home, right? That's that night that you just...
No. We did go home, and I was in the car.
But wait, how
I didn't drive. I had a girlfriend. She was also on acid.
No, they were driving around their house for, like, hours.
No. In my head.
Circles?
No, yeah. In my head, I thought we were doing a loop. I'm like, I'm stuck in a time loop. This is it. It's over. I'm stuck in a time loop. We're never going to get home.
Yeah.
And in my head, I was like, no, just pretend like it's a video game. We'll get home. She was not high at all. Like, she didn't feel the shit like me at all. Like, when afterwards, she's like, you were freaking out like that? I was like, no. I was high anxiety.
You know what the worst part was? When we were in the bathroom. And you kept saying, I see little people running around. Okay, I'm like, bro, you're freaking me out.
That's weird.
Like, stop it. And then, like, I wasn't feeling it until you started saying that. And I'm like, you know what? I'm starting to see them too.
Yo, you know what? I have those stories. So this is I think I've never talked about this. Yo, it's an exclusive.
Gentleman's agreement exclusive.
Yeah, exclusive.
So this is during the Sega Dreamcast days. You know, single, whatever.
Oh,
so we had a family party.
This doesn't sound like that.
No.
This already sounds like I'm like, yo, don't do this.
So we were like in a family party. And
my third cousin.
And there was no. This person is not my cousin. That's nasty.
She looked so good, I couldn't help myself.
No, so there was this girl that I liked, right?
Okay,
that I liked, whatever.
At your family reunion, go on.
First of all, she's not my family.
Whatever. You were at a family party. That's all I'm saying.
No cousin, nothing.
To what you know,
a friend is a friend. So
I slipped this one thing out of drink.
So there was this guy that was trying to also kick it to her too. So we were like competing.
Oh, okay.
So we were competing. So this guy goes and start playing with my Dreamcast. I'm like,
whoa.
While talking to her, and I'm like, first of all, don't touch my effing Dreamcast.
Don't touch my Dreamcast. You're one of those kids like, hey, bro, that's my toy.
And not only that,
above the girl,
you trying to talk to the girl that I'm trying to kick it to. What the hell is wrong?
But
with
wait,
you?
were you both trying to be like, hey, have you ever played Shenmue? It's this
No,
awesome
first of all,
game.
it was not Shenmue.
You know what's funny? We were playing Soul Calibur.
Soul Calibur. It was that.
you were there.
I was there that night. I remember. I know the story,
and I know for a fact she's a third cousin.
So I'm not gonna forget this.
No, because she's not even related to me.
Wait, it's not family.
Separate families.
So
it's my cousins. Whatever. It's they're not related. We're not related. So I'm like, this is really pissing me off, yo. So I'm drinking Corona, and I go to the room, and I see this guy next to Nano and everybody else.
What's he playing? What game is he playing?
It was Soul Calibur.
Okay,
and I'm like,
he's playing you?
Yeah, this is like, yo, dude.
So you're participating in the game.
I was part of the story.
No, but Nano's just playing. I'm like, yo, using my Dreamcast. This is when the Dreamcast came out in the 99.
Brand new.
I'll go to the room, and I'm drinking my bottle of Corona. And I'm like,
by the way, we're in Harlem. We're in Harlem.
In Harlem. Ghetto projects.
We're right in front of Rucker Park. In the projects right in front of Rucker.
And
which
I'm
family member was this?
No, but wait, hold on.
This is my cousin.
So I'm looking at him, and I'm with my bottle of Corona hitting like this. I'm like, yo, you touch him. You first of all, you're touching my Dreamcast.
So where's the girl in this situation?
Oh, but hold on.
Is she right next to him?
No,
like, oh shit, you're fucking
No. She's like, I'm loving the attention, yo.
First of all, nobody fucked me up in that game. Yeah. I was nasty.
Nano's like, I'm undefeated. I'm gonna play you.
No, that guy was not. He was not beating me.
So I was so mad. I started drinking Corona. I blacked out. I don't remember. I blacked out.
Shit.
I don't remember.
I'm gonna take over the story now.
Yeah, so now Nano takes over.
This is where I continue the story because I'm the only one that knows what happened. So Godfrey, I remember him. He had the bottle, right? He had the Corona bottle in his hand, and he's standing behind the guy, just with this aura of murder, and he's banging the bottle
for the listeners. The Godfrey that I've known has always been bald. But I'm imagining in the story.
No, this is Godfrey with a fro.
No, this is the Godfrey. This is the Godfrey that takes things personal.
Yeah, this is Godfrey with hair, the evil Godfrey. This is Shin Godfrey.
Yeah,
and he's banging the bottle of Corona on the table.
Pre-Sham days.
And he's like looking like he wants to break the bottle on the guy's head. And I'm looking at him like
20,
hey, bro,
21.
I was in my early 20s.
No, you were like
21, 22,
early
maybe.
20s. I was in my early 20s.
I was like in 9th grade. So
before Shenmue had to be.
Yo, this is like 90, when Dreamcast came out. It was like 99. It was like 99, 2000.
I was in 8th or 9th grade, so yeah, probably. But so Godfrey's banging the bottle on the table, and he's looking at this guy like he wants to snap it, like he just wants to break it on this dude's head. And I'm looking at him like, yo, dude, like,
I took it personal.
Hey, man, go for a fucking walk, bro. Like, get out of here. So Godfrey disappears. All of a sudden, an hour goes by. 2 hours go by. I'm like, man, where the fuck's my brother? We're in the middle of Harlem. In a fucked up area of Harlem, and I'm like, yo, I hope he didn't go outside the building. Like, he's not gonna survive.
It's for the listeners and for people that are not New York natives. Is Washington Heights a part of?
No,
Harlem?
it's not.
So is it close?
Harlem is like before Washington Heights.
So it's uptown, but not that uptown.
Like 125th or 125th the area, okay. Like 110. So then,
how far is Washington Heights?
Washington Heights is like 181.
Okay, so it's like 40 blocks up.
175th and up.
Okay.
201, 200, Broadway, Nagel, Dykeman. That's
so in general, communities don't intermingle like that. It's blocks.
No. We're all they're super separated by race and by blocks.
Yeah.
Like we're in a black neighborhood and we're a bunch of white Dominicans. Like it's just not good.
Remember, there's black Harlem and there's Spanish Harlem.
Yes.
All right, so we were in
Black
Harlem.
Yeah, we're right in front of Rucker Park, like
the Apollo.
Yeah, Rucker Park is a classic area where a lot of basketball players who played there. It's like a very legendary area. Yeah.
This is right across, like literally, I could piss on Rucker Park. That's how far it was. You know what I mean? Like the building was right in front.
And he went for a walk outside.
No, that's what we thought.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, man, where the fuck is Godfrey? So I'm like, whatever, man. He disappeared. I'm like, man, I hope he got home safe. So I end up going to the bathroom. It's like 2 a.m, maybe. I don't remember what time it was. I go to the bathroom to take a piss, and I'm peeing in the toilet, and all I hear is. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm looking around and I'm like, yo, what the fuck's that noise? And I'm like, what is that? And I look at the shower and there's a curtain. So I'm like, what the fuck's behind the curtain? I pull the curtain. Godfrey's standing inside the tub.
Standing
in the tub, fully clothed, with a bottle of Corona in his hand, and he's just like just standing in the shower. He's been standing there for hours. Wow. And he's just, I'm gonna fucking kill him.
I'm glad to know that you've been a lightweight for so long in your life that every time you get drunk, something weird happens.
Godfrey, he was at the point where I'm either murder this guy or I'm gonna walk away. And I guess he walked to the bathroom and just like that was for some reason he stood inside the tub. I would love to hear
that guy's side of the story. He's like, I was hanging out. These guys had a Dreamcast. I was playing Soul Calibur. It was amazing. It was a great night at family night.
This is during my dark days, man.
Mind you, dark days aren't that dark.
It's not.
I know, right?
To me, it's dark. Like, to me, it's dark.
We've gone through shit. We're like, we might have murdered someone we didn't know.
No.
I left him for dead.
But
we woke up in a ditch.
No, but
Godfrey's like, I was in a bathtub being mad about something.
And the thing is, Godfrey drank so much because he was mixing, like, he was drinking the beers, and then we were like, at that, my family's big on Johnny Walker. So
was it your family or was it your family?
No, it's family. It's my family because the thing is, my mom, it was her brother.
Okay, uncle.
My uncle. My uncle, who's my godfather.
Okay,
it was his family's. It was his house, you know. So the party was mostly his wife's family.
Yeah. All right, which was a bunch of black people.
No, what?
No, I'm assuming. You said you were in Black Harlem.
No, he wasn't married to black people here. No, Spanish people can live in Harlem.
Yeah.
It's not black Spanish people.
No, we're white Dominicans. We're all white.
You are white.
We have my whole family.
We have black. I have black family.
Kenny's Haitian.
Part of your family, though.
Yeah,
but he's not Dominican.
But he's black.
But he just married into my family.
I understand it, but you have an uncle, and he could have been married to black women.
Wait. Hold up. There's Latinos that live in Harlem, and we have black family.
Yeah, you do. You have a lot of black family.
But it's like some of them are related to us, and some of them are not.
That's true. Yeah. But
my grandmother, she's dark. She's black. Like my sister, she's darker.
You know Jay, right? Mm-hmm. You know Jay, my cousin now.
Yeah.
Mark's ex-wife or whatever.
Yeah.
She's my family now. She has daughters with my cousin.
Yeah.
She's my so much so that I went to Tampa last weekend to go to Comic-Con. On the way back, I went to my parents' house.
Wait.
And in Tampa. There was a Tampa Comic-Con last week. So on the way back, I went to my parents' house. They live in Fort Myers. And when I went there, Mark's daughters were there. And I was like, Mark's here? He's like, no, Jay's
Mark
here.
is your cousin.
Mark is my cousin.
Yeah.
His ex-wife was at my parents' house with their daughters with her new boyfriend.
Ooh. Yeah.
She's my new family member no matter what. Like I back her
no matter what.
No matter what. Like it doesn't matter.
She has children.
Yes. She's my cousin. Like she's my cousin even though she's Peruvian. Like I have a lot of Peruvian family members. My brother's wife is Peruvian.
You know what? I'm gonna say something crazy. I think I've never talked about this. So, back in high school, this is before your cousin started dating.
Okay. Yeah.
So, I met her. I was like, oh man, I met her.
New York lady.
New York.
Yeah.
Hip hop days, whatever.
Yeah. Baggy clothes.
I met EJ. Friends from high school, New York, whatever. So I had a crush on
Jimena.
Yeah.
Mark, if you're listening, fight this motherfucker.
Nah, this is before Mark, man. But so here's the thing, man. Like I said, I always thought about like being creative and always thinking outside the box. So I found out that JJ broke up with her boyfriend, whatever. So I was like, yo, I gotta do something.
Did you make a mixtape?
I did.
He made a fucking
But
mixtape.
wait. But wait.
Sure
it wasn't. I'm not a DJ. I'm not. So what I did was
record Power 96.
And honestly, this is related to podcasts, yo.
Okay.
This is related to podcasts. So, my cousin had a lot of records, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of records. I was like, yo, I'm gonna get a tape, and I'm gonna talk to JJ based on the lyrics of different songs
through music.
It's not through me. I'm not gonna say anything.
I'm gonna go on a long shot here and say that this did not work.
No, but
I know that Jay speaks fondly of Godfrey whenever I mention him.
But wait. Ask JJ when he's here.
She always speaks of you fondly, is what I'm saying.
So look what happened. So I was like, I like her. I'm gonna express myself through the lyrics of hip hop. So I got records. I was like, play, record, play, record, play, record. It took me like a week to figure this thing out. So I would get Curious George. There was a song called Spell It With the J, not with the G.
Jesus.
So when he say J, I was like, all right, let me record, play, record, applause, record. So it was like J, and I got like a bunch of songs.
You understand that like something like this? Well, like I'm not trying to interrupt your story, but like this act in 2018 would probably get you a restraining order.
Yeah.
No. Hold on. I haven't finished yet.
Oh,
so
it gets worse.
So I recorded this. It took me a week. And it's just me saying, yo, you're wasting your time with this cat. Get somebody, it's good, whatever, that they treat you right, because there's always drama, whatever. So look what happened. So I gave her the tape. I'm like, yo, Jay, I made this for you. Here, check it out. Yo, she heard it. The next day, she came up to me crying. Like, yo, nobody's ever done this before. Like,
beautiful.
What? I'm gonna need you to stay at least 50 feet away from me.
And no. Other dude.
So she's like, yo, nobody's ever done this, yo. This is the most creative mixtape or whatever this is ever. Share it with everybody in the school in Sunset. This is like the whole
shit. Wait, she was like,
yo,
this is like you were like a sucker like for everybody.
Everybody was like, yo, props, yo, props, yo. That shit was dope, man. Yo,
we were like,
wait a second. So how far did it go? Did you ever go on a date with her?
Hold on.
Did you ever like?
Hold on. So she never gave me opportunity. She went back into the guy. Yo, I'm like,
oh no.
Yo, she patted you on the back going like, this was nice.
It was a week. Because I was always thinking, damn,
this shit took me 52 hours, bitch.
Nah, I wouldn't know that. But it's like, a week.
Hey, if I put a week time into making a mixtape for a girl and she didn't give me a date,
you know what, dude? It's not meant to be, yo. That's life, yo.
I get it. Yeah,
I'll move on.
I'll move on after I key your car. Like I'm gonna do something.
But here's the thing that I see life, yo. It doesn't hurt trying, yo.
I agree.
If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. It's not meant to be.
Do you still talk to her? Do you still cool with
her? Yeah, man. I respect. Yeah, I say what's up, respect.
No. I'm not saying talk to her in that sense. I'm just saying,
she went to your opening. She was like, you want to come me to Godfrey's opening? I'm like, I mean,
which opening?
To the one that was in the Manuel our time.
Oh, you're talking about the screening?
The screening, yeah.
She wasn't there.
She said she went?
I don't remember seeing her.
Maybe she didn't see you, but she went.
Yo, that's fucked up if she went and you didn't notice her.
Yeah. She went.
What if she went there and she was holding the tape?
Maybe you were busy.
No. you didn't see her. Yo.
Nah, man.
She for sure she wanted me to go. I was like, I gotta.
Yo, really? She went. It was a lot of people.
Yeah, there's a lot of people there. I mean, I'm sure you were fucking.
But yo, why the hell she came up to me to say what's up? I didn't remember seeing her like personally. A lot of people came up to me say what's up.
Yo, maybe she's lying.
Maybe you were with
it was
chick.
May 5th.
Yo, what if she went there like, oh, finally, this is my chance to like talk to Godfrey, and then she saw you with Jenny, and she was like,
nah, I'm good.
What if she would have went there with like, yo, Godfrey, you remember you made this tape for me, and like she saw you with Jenny holding hands, and she's like, oh, she just like lost all hope.
You're like, I'm getting rid of Jenny.
Yo, you know what's crazy? Like, sorry, edit this. Like I invited my ex-girlfriend from high school.
Really?
To one of my screaming
French show. Right?
French show, yeah. We're cool.
And Jenny,
she's married.
Okay, she's married.
She's married.
Nah,
I don't care.
Like,
this
girl was
I even told her,
cool as fuck.
Yeah, super cool. I even told her to invite like her husband to come to watch the screening of The Messenger, just like before my movie. But her mom was there, the family. Because the thing is, there was a time that I was like really stressed, like my early teens. Like I had a lot of issues and stuff, and they were there for me, man. So I was like, yo, come. I want you to see this. This is dope. Like, and they came, and I thanked them and everything, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, There's nothing wrong with that.
You're on the stage and like you gave a shout out, or
no.
personally?
No, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like, we had like a Q&A.
Okay.
So I mean, I had like my whole family there from my mom's side.
This is for the Messengers.
The Messengers,
which was the documentary before you made your specific documentary.
Yeah. So if you have Amazon Prime, you could go to.
Oh shit, we never spoke about the movie.
Yeah, so you could go and watch The Messengers.
I have Amazon Prime.
All right, The Messengers, a podcast documentary.
Okay.
It's about different podcasters that is doing this.
They did a highlight about you.
Yeah, so my story is the longest one.
Giddy up.
It's like a good 7-8 minutes.
Did you use that footage in your documentary, or did you do new footage?
No, so this is what happened. So that documentary, they filmed me and everything, so there was a lot of unreleased material, like a lot out of everybody.
Yeah, like
and they sent it to you.
Yeah, I was like, yo,
that's dope.
Can you
my all my footage was the one that got fucked.
Yeah, so I was like, can you give
so
me
weird?
Can you give me this footage? Don't worry, I'm not gonna try and make money. I just want to use my footage to share my story to the world. They're like, yeah, yo, they gave me everything.
That's fucking
video,
that's
audio, good. Everything. So I edited in a way that I created a documentary called
out of just their footage, nothing new.
No, I had stuff of my stuff too. Like I had a lot of unreleased home videos and like a combination.
I have a business that fucking converts videos. I haven't converted none of your videos.
I did everything.
The only thing I have is that Ricky scared you in your room one time.
Oh God, that's not. So I edited the video. Using iMovie.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't use no professional. Like, I did that on purpose because I feel like
you want to do it yourself.
No, it's not because doing it myself. It's more about it doesn't matter what type of mic, what type of
the content.
It's about the content. Like I'm a content creator.
I get that.
Like, so what I did was I was inviting people to go to my house. Hey, watch this video that I made. Let me know what you think. Some of them are gamers, some of them are non-gamers, non-podcasters, or like it was a mix. So I was taking notes from everybody. Originally, it was like an hour and a half. I cut it down to 61 minutes.
That's good.
A lot of people will either cry and were like, "Yo, this is so inspirational." So I was like, you know what? I'm going to submit this to different film festivals to see what happened. And we even got awards already, man.
What award?
SuperCon, they gave us...
Oh, shit. You were at the SuperCon in Fort Lauderdale?
Yeah, they had like a film festival there.
Really?
They gave us...
I went on Sunday. It wasn't on Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was all weekend.
That's right. You gave me the pass.
It was
you know what? You're here in person. Thank you for the passes. I was able to use them.
I gave it to him.
He gave it to him.
So, they gave us Best Feature Film out of the whole Florida SuperCon. We got selected to the Dominican Film Festival.
Okay.
That was a great experience. The Miami Independent Film Festival also selected us. There's a lot of other film festivals in the future that's coming up that I can't talk about just yet. But
you have the film to put out in every single movie theater that whenever they have a festival.
Like right now, the Dominican Film Festival loved this so much that they are gonna take our story, our documentary, to LA, to DC, to Montreal.
They're doing it for you. You don't even need to go.
No, I don't need to go.
Are you gonna go?
I'm probably gonna go to one. They're taking this to Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. A whole week film festival in New York and in different places.
You do merchandising, so like you have stuff. Do you want to put it out for everybody to buy for like $5 or something?
What the movie or
the movie? Or is that
no? Because I honestly like I didn't.
I think it's raining.
It's rain.
Oh, right.
So I didn't record this. Like this was for my friends recorded this.
So you don't want to sell it. You want to give it out.
I don't want to sell it. This is more of like a promotional. Oh shit. Sorry.
You're fine.
So this is more of like a promotional thing, but at the same time, like, look, you guys are podcasters now.
True.
Right? The thing is, I feel like a lot of podcasters and even gaming heads, like we're trying to
make money.
Not only make money, but go after the same crowd. Over and over and over again, right?
Yeah, you've branched out into an ethnic crowd that podcasters in general haven't been a part of, like
Yeah.
Latin America, I mean, there's no Latin American podcast I can think of.
No, there is.
I'm sure there is, but I'm saying like they're not popular.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
Maybe a lucha libre like shit like we don't know about, or some Mexican podcast that loves fucking wrestling.
But you know what it is, Charles? We're going after the same heads.
People that like pop culture.
Like you guys, you have a. First of all, I want that whiskey again.
But there we go.
The thing is with us, like
if you hear a thud, that's Godfrey going like.
No, but with us, like
the man just walked in.
Like us, we're content creators, right?
Yeah. I want to be more of a content creator because I want to do fucking comic reviews.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I read a lot of comics. I have shit to talk about, and I like what I see online, but they don't talk about the things that I like. So I'd like to do more of that, and I feel that would be good for video. And I give you, I gave Nano shit about you not taking up like Gamertag Video is still available as a domain name. Gamertag.tv is still available.
I talked about that later, but I feel like we're going after the same crowd, and it's like, yo, you want to make more money, you want your business to be successful, think outside of the box, and why not do your podcast and maybe promote it in a way that you get a crowd that never heard of podcasts. So I've been submitting the movie to 20 plus film festivals,
and they're all getting accepted.
A lot of them are gonna get accepted.
That's fucking good, man.
The majority. So why not get that crowd?
As a dude who grew up in video and who wanted to be a filmmaker, that is inspiring to the fact that like I always wanted to make a house party movie. Like I love House Party.
House Party is a classic.
It's a classic movie.
Classic, yeah.
But it doesn't reflect like our house parties.
It's not. I agree.
Our house parties were like
a lot less dancing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Way less dancing.
Wow.
More like trying to. I guess like scam was the word back in our day. Like it was how do we get this lady to fuck me?
Wow.
You know what?
That's too much.
That's very true to
but it's not
what a party is.
It's not trying to trick her or date rape her. It's like, how do I trick this lady into
my whole thing is like whenever I went to a party, like to stick on this point, like whenever I went to a party in my teens or early 20s, I was always trying to sleep with a girl. But like,
but you were young.
But yeah, you know what I mean. But when you go to a party, you're like, oh shit, that girl's super hot. That's the one I want to dance with. That's the one I want to talk to.
Here's the thing. Like
for everybody who doesn't know, Nano is an excellent bachata dancer.
No, first of all, I'm a great dancer in general.
It runs in our family.
Yeah, no, it runs in the Pena family.
It runs in our family.
It's a thing that like we've been passed down from our father.
But here's one thing about that. Like my fiance, she was like, "Yo, I had a lot of boyfriends. They don't dance." Again, being unique and different from everybody else, you will get that attention, man.
Yeah.
Even business wise, Charles.
Absolutely, I agree.
You will get a lot of attention. Like, what is the point? We were actually, my brother, we were driving. He was driving over here, and he was showing me a video of the Migos.
Oh yeah, the Migos song.
Somebody grabbed a Dr. Seuss book and read the whole Dr. Seuss book
in the style of Migos
with the beat.
It went exactly with the song.
Yeah, but with the beat,
it was embarrassing.
But here's the thing. Everybody would do. Oh, Amigos is hot. I'm gonna do that. Back in the 70s when Sugar Hill Gang came up with their song Rapper's Delight, everybody wanted to be like Sugar Hill Gang, right? So it's like they were those two were the first ones to do that style. They became big. Everybody started copying them. Like it's the same thing with me. Like when I did my little arcade, everybody started doing that. So it's like you will get more attention when you're original, man. When you're more you.
Yeah, no, of course.
You know what I'm saying?
I think original content is what drives everything.
Yes.
So
I agree with that.
If you wanna stand out, you wanna make a difference, you wanna do something that kind of like is more of a representation to you and like what you believe in, like just be different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like don't follow the mold. Like whatever's hot in the moment or podcasting is in right now. Let me talk about
do forget about being a podcaster, but do more of like let me be a content creator because I just want to just
exactly
do my own thing. You know, like let me do my own style.
But that title, content creator, it's something that's like so easily given out now. Because like people.
Why you say that?
Because anybody with a YouTube channel can just call themselves a content creator. You know what I mean? It's like, you know what? Like, you're talking about bullshit. Because if you don't talk about something with substance and something that you're passionate about, I don't think that you're really entitled to that name.
You know what is the problem? Like, a lot of I'm going to go back to the content creators. They are depending so much on, I'm going to do whatever is hot and then see what happens. But when they don't see the results.
They quit. They back
quit.
out, yeah.
They quit. For me, I did it because I just loved the content. Like, it wasn't about what's hot. Nobody was doing that when I started, man. Nobody.
Well, you know what the funny thing is? When we started, it was 2005. We were
early. I'm talking about like it was February of 2005. I was talking to you about this like late 2004, early 2005, like January.
Yeah,
2005.
but when we started, it was just me and you recording in our Charles, get ice.
I need some ice, man.
We were talking about it.
Yeah.
And we would record episodes in our car, in our bedroom. You know, like
ghetto. And honestly, Charles, you probably don't know this. But this is before Skype. We recorded our conversations, our roundtable conversation with other gamers
through Xbox Live.
Through Xbox Live, Halo 2.
Yeah.
Ghetto at hell.
But the thing is, like, we were doing it out of just
because we loved it.
Yeah, exactly. Because we just wanted to talk shit.
I appreciated podcasts like that. So, like, I listen to a lot of comedian podcasts.
Yeah.
And at one point, the Death Squad would do the shit in Ice House, like where they do a round table of like the green room. So like all the comedians, like you'd have fucking Dane Cook one day, but plus like 3x people that you'd never heard of or whatever. And you'd hear people's conversations on what the comedy scene is in LA. So much so that it's built an entire culture around the comedy scene in LA that I went to LA and I was like, I got to go to a Comedy Store and I was like, fucking like, this is the shit.
This is dope.
Yeah. So like, and that goes for video game world. So like when you get someone who really knows about, say like Bungie, and they're like, we have the inside dope on Bungie. This is what happened. Some dudes left. This is why the game isn't, as good as the other game or whatever the case is, or with like the Walking Dead people, the Telltale games that are like, oh, we got all these licenses and this is what we're gonna do, and it's like those games are so cool. Like they're so like of the time. You get a Game of Thrones game, you're like, oh shit, there's a fucking Game of Thrones game of which I could play with the show that I'm watching
at the moment. Yeah.
Yes, it's such a weird thing, and then you get people to get to interview with them, the people that created them, and you're like, oh wow, the inside dope is what people like now.
Yo,
so you were ahead of that in the sense of like,
were we the first podcast featured on True Life? I think so, right? Like,
yes.
You remember
100%?
You remember that show True Life, right?
100%.
On MTV?
MTV
True Life?
True Life. I'm a cheerleader.
Well, the thing is, there was an episode of True Life where they did a whole thing on professional gaming.
Yeah.
And it was on a player for Halo 2, and it was the player's name was T-Squared. I don't know if you remember that episode of True Life.
I'm still cool with it.
I'm a gamer, yeah.
I'm still cool with T-Squared.
The thing is, if you listen to that show, that episode,
you guys are on it.
It's me talking.
Your voices.
Both of us. Yeah, we were both talking.
But not film.
They named us as a local radio station.
You see him on the phone, yeah, and they named us a local radio station, but we were a podcast.
Have you ever thought of putting your podcast on Sirius?
I have in the past.
Shop it out to be like, hey, I have all these.
Yeah, I have in the past, but it's like. I think we have a bigger audience
on the internet, obviously.
On the internet. So like right now, I mean, I never talked about this, but we're about to hit 500,000 downloads since we signed with Audioboom, and we have 8.5 million, and I think in a month or so.
So that you guys know, Godfrey used to work at a TV station, and now he doesn't work, but besides for himself.
Yeah, honestly, it's been almost 2 years I haven't been working.
Which is why I want to build this studio so that I can get to the point I want to get to the point where I don't have to go film weddings or bar mitzvahs or whatever. I want to have people be able to come here, record, and then do our own shit, and then it all finance itself.
Yeah, and I think you can make it happen, man.
Yeah.
You can make it happen.
Look, don't get me wrong.
You gotta set up the studio. Of course, it's almost there.
I bought a house off of doing videography and photography. I bought a house. Like that gave me money, but the creativity I think needs to change every now and then because I used to be very like avid about making videos a specific way, but then when I saw that clients don't care, I was kind of like, I don't care.
You know what you need to do? You need to have a room where maybe a gamer wants to play and have a
Twitch.
Video. Twitch, yeah.
So let
me tell you a story with Twitch. So I was always audio guy. I was like, forget about video. I don't care.
I know. Gamertag Video. Like I said, still sitting there.
So
anybody's listening, go buy Gamertag Video and compete with fucking Godfrey.
So what happened was last year we got an email from Twitch, random. They were like, we would like for you to have a station on Twitch. Let's talk. I've never heard about Twitch ever.
That's crazy. Your fucking job is video games.
So they came up to us, and we had a meeting. We sat down, and they told us what we could do and everything.
Do you bring everybody with you to the meeting? You bring Pete and
everybody comes with you? We were like, this is during E3. So we met up.
Oh, so you met at E3.
Yeah,
all right,
we met at E3. We had a meeting. And we had a long conversation, and they were like, "Look, we're gonna put you as partner, not affiliate,
right away,
partner. We want you to record your podcast live."
Yo, you know what's funny? Like, now that you mention it, like I've gotten so many questions. Like, how the fuck did your brother get partner? And I'm like,
"Yo, it wasn't even."
And
us.
I was like, "Hey, dude,
they
you know what?
came to us."
Yeah, they were like, "Oh,
I never met them
because I know Twitch." Streamers that are, they have a lot of fucking, like 2,000, 3,000 followers, and they're affiliates only. And I'm just like, they're like, how the fuck did your brother become a partner? I'm like, hey, bro, I don't know.
Let me tell you this. So it's not about us knowing them. They found out about us. Mm-hmm. And they said, yo, we're fans of your show. Can you do this on Twitch? And this is the time where we were still on CBS. I'm like, yeah, I mean, I don't mind.
But you had to go through CBS at first.
No.
Oh, because CBS didn't own your video rights?
No.
Oh,
it was audio.
Audio. Giddy up.
So we'll record the audio. The audio rights is CBS.
Yeah. But the video rights, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, we could do the hell that we want.
But now, like, I see that you guys are not in the same room. You guys do the webcams. Do you like that more because you're at home and you get to do it whenever you want?
I like doing that because I like to see the reaction of my co-host, but it's not. Like, we live in different cities still.
Oh, everybody's living in different cities.
Yeah. So,
Pete's in St. Petersburg, right?
He lives in West Palm Beach. Paris lives in, it's like between L.A., San Diego, like around that area.
California, though.
In California.
So he's the one that kind of throws everything for a loop because he's set back, right? Like
3 hours. Yeah. He's like 3 hours
So
different.
when we record on Sundays, 9:30 in the morning, that's 6:30 in the morning for Paris. But he's awake. He's awake at that time. He's like, he goes to work at that time, so he's used to that. And then on Wednesday nights, we record at 9:30 p.m. So it's 6:30 p.m. for Paris.
Oh, which is fine for him.
Which is better for him.
Yeah. So
you do 2 days a week.
2 days a week.
And you put out the audio version.
We record Sunday. Monday will be up.
So you got your rights back from CBS when they dissolved their podcasting division.
No, it's still there. What happened with them, Intercom bought CBS Radio.
Okay.
So they made a lot of changes. So we were, I think, one of the top five
of their division.
Yeah, so they were going to keep us, but they were like, nah, let's just handle one podcast instead of keeping a bunch of originals.
So do you get your rights back? Like, do you
Yeah,
own
we
your
always
shit?
had the rights.
You own Gamertag Radio.
Yeah, that's all it was. Yeah. We were just giving them the content.
Now Audio Boom is
and they were hosting our content.
So you didn't have to pay for Libsyn. They would pay for Libsyn.
No, Libsyn, I was there because I didn't have another place. So we were there for years.
So what's on your thing right now? What do you do?
Right now is Audio Boom.
Audio Boom hosts it too.
Yeah, so Audio Boom, we're signed with Audio Boom Podcast Network. So it's like, it's us, Drink Champs, this other.
Wait, Drink Champs is on Audio Boom?
On Audio Boom too, yeah.
I've heard that you hooked them up with something. Was that it?
Yeah. So
they hooked them up with CBS.
CBS. You hooked them up with CBS first.
Yeah. So what happened was, I've been talking to EFN in Nori for like 2-3 years. I'm like, yo, Nori has a lot of crazy stories. You have a lot of stories. Why not create a podcast, dude? Like they had a show for Sirius Radio. No, was it Sirius or XM Radio? XM Radio. And I was like, yo, you guys could make this even bigger. So I managed to get them to CBS, and the reason why I did that is because I wanted the network, not us, it's not them. It was more like
CBS to push them out.
To push them, it will help us get more ads.
Did you ever listen to Juan Epstein? Were you like,
yeah.
So
yeah,
like,
there was honestly, they were one of the first
hip hop podcasts.
Yeah.
Cool.
Like
I feel like they really missed an opportunity because they could have been their own company right now.
Yeah.
But Cypher was not about it, and he afterwards he's like, oh, now that I'm doing all these comedy things, like obviously a podcast would have been the best thing.
Because you know what it is? A lot of people are thinking like the moment. They're not thinking the future, man. When I started my show,
Godfrey was where the puck was going to be.
Yeah, Gretzky.
When I started the podcast, I'm thinking the future. I'm not thinking now. I'm thinking like, what's gonna happen? I wasn't thinking about iPods. I had no clue.
No idea.
I
You
no
were
idea
literally on
iPhones. Like
this was maybe in the part of the episode that was not recorded, but I was giving you shit like going like when Bam came to me going like, oh yeah, Godfrey and Nano, they're doing something on the internet where they talk like a radio station on the internet. I'm like, who the fuck is gonna listen to the internet to listen to people?
You'd be surprised.
No, it's funny because
again, this was
when we started, like I was getting a lot of
2005.
shit from this guy.
You know what's crazy? You want to tell you something crazy? We were in CBS, and we went to E3. We booked a studio. So the thing with CBS is I had free studio time all across the country, any radio stations across the country.
That's
for
fucking
free.
Awesome.
So when we were at E3 in LA, we every night we'll go to their studio to record. Yo, it was crazy. I would invite people to come.
Yeah. Anybody that you met at the actual convention?
Yo, that month we had over 1 million
downloads because of people that you were interviewing or whatever the case is.
The combination of that, it was just E3. People were excited and everything. We had 1 million downloads.
So I like your opinion. What do you think as far as studio goes? Like, what do you need in a studio to be a good host for a podcast? Like, do you want more than 4 mics? Do you want
honestly
soundproofing?
It's the conversation, yo. You could have the most professional mixer. We even had an audio
booth, like a radio type shit where you're outside.
Like, the audio engineer just press record. We'll just talk.
Mm-hmm.
It's about the content.
But I'm saying
man.
the feel of the room. Like, what do you think? Do you think it's like a box or an office?
It doesn't matter, yo.
Cool shit around you.
So let me tell you this. So we're recording in the studio with CBS. Last year, we recorded at an apartment, yo.
It didn't matter.
Didn't matter, yo. It doesn't.
The conversation matters more than the area that you're recording.
I put it this way: the movie that I made that has gotten an award, multiple selections from
plugs
Film
for
Festival.
this movie right now.
No, I'm being serious. Like, I made this through iMovie.
Wait, is it available on?
No. I made it. I had it available.
I don't know if this is insulting or not because he knows a video editor. He just brought it to me.
It's
and
not
insulting. By the way, the thing you've been doing your whole life.
I did it myself.
It's not because
I did it better.
Here's the thing, Charles and Danny. Like, when you go to Facebook or WorldStar, YouTube, the most funniest videos you found is because of the content.
Yeah, right.
It's not the greatest camera. It's not drone.
It's not Nerdist.com making a fucking show about video games.
Yo. It's not. Yo, if the video is funny and it's getting my attention, it doesn't have to be funny, but it's something like, wow, this is pretty good.
If someone threw a football and it happened to hit your nuts, for sure it's going to get more views.
And somebody recorded on their phone.
If you had an entire green screen where someone threw a football at someone's nuts, specifically to make a green screen compilation of balls hitting nuts.
I don't know. I'm so drunk that I've lost.
I'm saying like funniest home videos.
I tell you one of my first experience as a
internet sensation.
Video that went viral.
Internet
Do you
sensation.
remember the Star Wars kid?
Oh, yeah.
No, not
So this
Chewbacca.
kid-
The fat kid. The fat kid with the fucking...
This was in Canada. This was like in a little TV studio.
The one that 50 Cent went and hung out with? Is that the Star
Did
Wars
he
kid?
hang out with him?
He did. No. That's somebody else.
No, we're talking about the kid with the... It's a little white kid with glasses. He
I
had like
feel like 50 Cent hung out with the kid, though.
No, it's somebody else. No,
I know you're talking about.
I know you're talking about.
Who did 50 Cent hang out with?
It's not him. That's not him.
Not the Star Wars kid?
No.
Not the fat Star Wars kid?
So this kid with a stick was just going like this.
He was in his high school...
Yeah, TV production studio. Yeah, like...
Okay.
And somebody saw that and put it online. And it went viral. This is before YouTube. This is before YouTube.
Well, the guy did it in front of a green screen, so everybody just fucking went nuts on it.
Yeah, it went nuts. And they started editing and doing all these crazy things. And it's like, again, that kid did that without a professional studio.
That's you know what?
Again,
when I think about YouTube, it's kind of always been in my life. But when I think about it, like when you started your podcast, YouTube wasn't around.
It wasn't, but I found out about YouTube. Here's the crazy thing. So we found out about YouTube. I was like, I'm gonna start putting videos there. See, I'll put stuff there. So one time, Activision invited us to go to their media event for Spider-Man and Call of Duty and other games.
New Spider-Man game looks amazing.
I wasn't there. My co-host went and interviewed the producer of Spider-Man.
Okay.
It was for during the 360 days.
We did Activision for the gangster game. What was the gangster game? Mafia.
That's not Activision. That's 2K games.
That wasn't Activision?
No,
Mafia was 2K?
It's 2K.
I thought it was Activision.
Yeah, trust me, I know my games.
Trust me.
Trust me, I know the games. So Peter recorded the interview, audio wise. So he gave me the footage of just him playing Spider-Man. I'm like, all right.
He played as Spider-Man.
So I made a 1 minute, 20 seconds video. Maybe an hour. Maybe a minute and 30 seconds.
Out of all the footage that he
Out of the footage. And it's him interviewing the producer. I put it up on YouTube. I think that video has like 1 million views.
Really?
In my YouTube channel.
And there's no music on it, but...
No, it had music, but it was Pete.
The video game. But...
Editing and all that stuff.
So as far as advertising go, does that hurt you, it being content from a different...
I put 1 minute and 30 seconds. Okay. And I told them, you want to listen to the full interview, come to the podcast.
Oh, so you get like...
Yeah.
Even if it's 1%, it's like 1,000 people.
So we had, I think, between 100,000 to 300,000 listeners just on that episode.
It's like 3%. 3% of fucking the viewers.
Yeah, just on that episode. Yeah. So, again, you got to make it easier for the average person that finds that content.
All right. So, like, you do video games. We do alcohol. What would you suggest to alcoholics drinking on a podcast to do to maybe expand their audience? Like, what would you think?
Again, doesn't matter what type of game.
It really doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter. But you know what would be cool if you guys are drinking a lot, a big group. Play this game called Jackbox.
Oh, I like that game. I like it.
It's a collection of trivia games.
Yeah, it's trivia.
And you use your phones to answer the questions.
Okay. Yeah, you have well, the thing is that the phone syncs up to the game.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you can answer through your phone. You know, your phone is your controller.
Well, you know what? I told Nano in the first couple episodes that I wanted to get to a point where at the end, we have, I don't want to say a quarter of the bottle left.
Yeah.
We do a trivia game, and then whoever wins takes the bottle home.
That's a good one.
That right? That's what I'm saying. Like, if you have a guest on, if you have a couple people on, we do a game. You trying to finish the bottle before we do the trivia game to take it home.
Podcast is.
Well, I mean, remember we did scrap 40 minutes, but we're an hour and 40 minutes.
Is this the longest podcast you guys recorded?
No, we did.
We did one that was like we did one that was 150.
No, we did. I know we did.
We're gonna pass this.
Remember 150 that got posted. Me and Nano did like 2 hours and 30 minutes, but we had to cut.
Yeah, we cut a lot of shit out.
Here's some advice for those that trying to do podcasts. So the average person that drives from home to work, work, school, bus ride, train ride, whatever, is an hour. So if you have a podcast as an hour, they will probably listen to like the half of it,
and then half the other,
half coming back and stuff. So we've gotten emails from people that, yo, I'm driving, I'm listening to your podcast, like back and forth, yo. But we release like 2 episodes.
What do you think is the ideal time frame? Like, what would you say is the timestamp? Like,
honestly, an hour.
Hours that
an hour is good.
Hours the
if you pass that more, I mean, you're gonna have still like an audience who's still gonna listen to it. Doesn't matter.
I think the time limit doesn't matter because I
listen. It doesn't matter.
I listen to podcasts that go 5 hours and I'm like, yeah.
Well,
and
the thing is,
so
like,
much support. They're like, I know some
like
guys.
Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan is like more than 2 hours.
When I listen to podcasts, like I would listen to it, like you said, on my rides. You know, like on my way to work or whatever. Like I'd have it on.
Parts of it. It's not like
exactly.
Yeah,
so like I only have a select few podcasts, like the Bill Burr podcast. I listen to his shit, and it takes me like 2 or 3 days to get through it because like I only have.
Does an hour though.
But that's the thing. I only have 20 minutes. You know, where I'm in the car and I'm really paying attention.
You're also gonna understand like people have kids. And it's like, it's different. It's different. But the majority of average person, an hour, not even an hour, 30 minutes.
But they'll split a 30-minute an hour into
like
30 minutes.
I'm
telling you, like I listened to Kreischer and he did a podcast with Stanhope and it's 5 hours, 5.5 hours.
Holy crap, 5 hours.
5.5 hours.
That's a long time.
And no joke, it was one of the best podcasts I've ever listened to. So much halfway through, he's like, I know there's a guy in a forklift right now going like, just keep on talking, bro. Just keep on talking.
Just keep it going.
I have like 2.5 hours left here. Just keep on going.
By the way, I want you to pause this. Where's the bathroom?
Right there. Go ahead,
right.
I'll talk to Nano. You can go.
I gotta take a break.
It's been a while. Hey, his bladder held out longer than most.
This is a long time before standing in the tub, Godfrey. He's
I love that. I love that. Like I had a story about Godfrey, and then he trumped it by his own story.
No, hey. The thing is, I have so many stories that like people don't believe, and I'm just like, yeah, dude, this shit happened.
I thought passing out at the Wu-Tang concert would be like
was the top Godfrey story.
Best Godfrey story you can.
No, there's Godfrey stories like, that you haven't even heard.
This guy was gonna talk to a girl I was talking to, and I went into a bathroom and just yelled.
He was using my Dreamcast, and I wanted to murder him. And it's funny because I remember the night so vividly. And I was so worried for my brother because we were in the middle of fucking Harlem.
So worried, but not worried enough to be like, let me stop playing Soul
No,
Calibur.
mind you, in the neighborhood that we were at, because like this is my cousin's house, so I used to go all the time. And I remember that, like during the winter, one time we went and I was over there, I was sleeping over, you know, for the weekend. Mm-hmm. So I was like, yo, man, I'm hungry. Let's go get a slice of pizza. It's like 8:30, 9 o'clock at night.
Kind of late.
You don't want to go outside to get a slice of pizza in Harlem at that time. Yeah. So we walk. I'm like, yo,
I'm not a bitch, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, no. I was. Trust me, I'm not a bitch either.
As like
but
an 11-year-old child, I
think I'm 14, 13 years old. We walk over to the pizza place, and we walk over there. We get the slice, right? As we walk out, 4 guys walk right up to us like, yo, I'm hungry. And I'm like, damn. And I'm like, so what do you want, bro? And they're like,
you're going to buy them a pizza?
No, not buying them a pizza. The guys took my slice right out of my hands. Shit. And I'm just like, well, there goes that. You know what I mean? Like, let me go home and fucking eat butter and bread.
It's like, I want to think of an amalgam of my lifestyle because my parents moved me out of the Bronx when I was 4. So I had no experience in New York at all until I was in first grade, or I went back for a year or whatever the case is. But my parents did me a service as coming to a suburban neighborhood in which you had a very long, like I could walk from elementary school, which was, I want to say 3 miles away, and back, and like no one was kidnapping me or whatever. Yeah, sure, I'm sure there's perverts out there or whatever. Like I've been in places where a dude was jerking off, like looking at us, and it's like,
well, the thing is, growing up in New York,
that's kind of weird.
It is, absolutely, but like it's a thing. Like I wasn't worried about getting kidnapped in my area or being beat up by a rival neighborhood.
Which happens.
Which is a New York thing, because like a New York thing, like you live in boxes on top of each other, and then you have to be in that crew. Mm-hmm. Like you live in a building, and you're building XYZ. If you go to PS 357, you're not friends with people that go to PS 759. There's no
ridiculous numbers, but yeah, I get it. Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, I think growing up in New York desensitizes you towards a lot of shit. Like
like the way behavior is.
Well, in the sense of like, oh my god, this kid got jumped on his way to school, home from school. Like, hey, you know what? Tough luck, kid. Like that shit happens. Yo, like, what do you want me to tell you?
I remember being a kid from New York, going like, there was a guy who got robbed for his chain, and he's like, yeah, he took my chain. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, like the thing is, like, I remember down here, I was like,
nothing happened to you, right? You didn't get beat up. They just took your chain. You're good money.
I remember when I first moved down here, I was 18, 19 years old when I came to live for like, you know, to the point where I'm at now, and somebody was telling me a story like, oh my god, my nephew was walking home from school and he went to McDonald's and then he got jumped by 3 or 4 guys and they took his book bag, and I'm like,
get hit with a microwave?
Yeah, no? Like, did he get his face cut open? Like, what's the bad part of the story? Like, I don't get what's going on. Oh, he got beat up. Oh, big whoop, man! Fucking walk it off. Go home. But
it is weird that we think that way.
But that's the way New Yorkers think. You know what I mean? Like, it's just shit happens.
Again, I didn't grow up in New York, but I do think that way. So when I hear people complain about bullshit, I'm like, and nothing happened. Yeah. Like, I remember Tubbs going like, I almost died one day when 3 armed robbers came in and robbed a Denny's. I'm like, did someone shoot at you and miss?
Did they pistol whip you? Like, I don't get what happened.
Like, none of those things happened. So then you didn't know, like, you were just in a position that, yeah, if that gun was empty, you don't know if it was.
I'm pretty sure you were still eating your Grand Slam.
Yeah, afterwards
while they were robbing. Like,
you know when this ice right?
Yeah. Well, it was.
What was? So one day, my cousin was like, "Yo, let's go to our cousin's house, whatever." So I had a bunch of Game Boy games in my pocket. Why? You know, the back of my pocket, I had
just because, like, you were like ready. For when you
I was just playing Game Boy. This is the time during.
So you had a Game Boy as well.
This during the
I'm sure he had a Game Boy.
I had the Game Boy, the back of my pocket, and I had a bunch of Game Boy games on the side.
Okay.
Packed. It was like 20, 30 games.
Why would you carry that many games?
So many games.
I'm just walking, whatever.
What the fuck?
So
I had a booklet of games.
So I'm walking with my cousin. And I think I took out the Game Boy, like to check. Okay. Like, it was really uncomfortable. It was like
it was a big,
giant,
thick, it was like giant, bigger than a Walkman.
Some guy and 2 other people noticed I had a Game Boy. They stopped me, and they were like, "Yo, I'm like not even a teen.
You're preteen.
Preteen.
Okay.
This guy was like teen, and the other people were their teens too."
You have a head full of handsome hair.
They were like, I had hair at that time. They were like, yo, we're going to beat you up.
Holy shit. We're gonna
let you know what's going to happen right now.
Beat you up if you don't give me, you give me your Game Boy. And I'm like, oh, damn. I have the Game Boy. They don't know that I have
the games.
I have the games in my pocket. Like, I had like 20,
y'all motherfuckers about to get Tetris only.
So imagine I had 15 and 15 in my other pocket.
Mm-hmm. So like, many games.
All right, man. Like,
it's an absurd amount of games.
Remember, I'm preteen. These guys look way older than me. We're gonna punch. We're gonna beat you up.
I'm gonna stop you right now. Say it was your fault that you got robbed.
It is my fault.
35 games and
no. They didn't know I had my 30 games. They saw me taking the Game Boy.
Yeah.
But they didn't know I had the games.
I got you.
So I was like, look here. This is all I have. I told them that. They took the system. Mm-hmm. There was a couple people that were around that area
watching you.
We're gonna go after them. Yo, they went after them.
Got your Game Boy back?
No.
They took the Game Boy.
They took the Game Boy. They took a Game Boy.
And they're like vigilantes. Like, I'm gonna steal that Game Boy from those guys who stole the Game Boy.
Ninjas, yo. They went somewhere, yo, hiding, and I never got to see the Game Boy, man.
So the people that robbed you got robbed after they robbed you. Is what you're saying.
No. They robbed me,
and then,
but they only robbed the Game Boy.
Okay.
I had 30 games in my pocket. 2 in my front pocket. In the back was only the Game Boy.
I got punched off of a bicycle one time.
Yeah.
New York is horrible.
New York was horrible.
It was my first. Games, it was my first bike ever.
During the days,
and some grown man walks up to me. He's like, "Yo, I want to ride." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Boom, punch in the face. I'm like, "All right, well, I guess that's that."
I give my parents a lot of shit for the stupid shit they've done, like raising me.
Yeah.
And as a parent, I understand. I'm like, oh, we're just all morons. We don't understand anything. But for one thing that I give them, they're like, we're gonna leave this cesspool of a place of people on top of people on top of people, and move you out to a spot where at least you have some room to fuck up.
Well, you know what? I don't blame my parents for staying in that situation because
your dad was making a lot of money at the point.
Yeah, well, they didn't stay in the Bronx. Like, oh, you know what? This is gonna make him a tough kid. But
you're gonna be rough and tough.
But it did make me tougher than people down here. Yeah, you know what I mean? I come down here and I'm like, yo, what the fuck's wrong with you, guy? Calm down.
We know a lot of people that came from our same situation that moved from big cities to here. But people that we know who grew up and live here, that live in suburbs, that think they live in a city, and they don't understand we're living in a box on top of a box on top of a box.
Yeah, people that don't really know,
is there any situation you think you move back to New York City?
Yeah, I would. The only way I would move back is if I was filthy fucking rich.
Let me tell you, man. I just went there.
You live. I'm assuming, all of us.
Godfrey, the only way I know, the only way you would live there is if you were beyond rich.
It's not beyond rich. It's more if I get a bigger opportunity that I'm gonna get a lot of money. Then I'll say, but here's the problem.
Would you live in an apartment? Is what I'm saying.
No
way. Get the fuck out.
No way.
No.
So that means you need to make
apartment.
That needs to be you need to make $200,000 a year.
No.
To live in New York.
Dude, the median income in New York right now is like 120.
No.
Yeah, that's Alex.
Charles.
He lives in a goddamn box.
I know.
But here's the problem. I went there not even a week ago.
A week ago.
Not even a week.
Yeah, you were there. You were there not that long ago.
I was there for
How hot is it in August?
Let me tell you. I was there for 2.5 weeks.
How bad does it smell?
The reason why I was there, hold on.
I was there
because the Dominican Film Festival.
Oh, that's true. We did an episode where we talked. We
mentioned it.
Shit.
So I was there because the Dominican Film Festival selected our movie.
Okay.
They loved our movie, by the way. They're gonna put us in it already happened in New York. They're going to LA. They're coming to Miami, October.
Oh shit, that's good. We can do that.
Yeah, they're going to a bunch of different places. November, they're going to Dominican Republic.
I feel like we should drink like Brugal or some shit.
And Montreal in sometime this year or early next year. But they're going to a bunch of LA and all these other places. So that was cool.
So when you went to New York, what do you feel like? Oh, I can live here again?
So, no. No way. I would never. I would never live in New York. Never live in New York. I feel like New York to me is like, I feel like I'm trapped inside this bubble with a lot of people.
It's insane, right?
Yes. And it's like.
You think the 2 weeks you spent there was like, yo, holy shit, I need to get out of here.
Yes. Yes.
Weekend, I'm like, oh, there's way too
many
people. I
was there for 2.5 weeks. I've never.
Did you feel like claustrophobic and shit?
It was more of like, this is too much for me.
When I go to New York, I prepare because I know it's going to be expensive and that nobody eats at home and everything is like eat out. So it's no matter what, you're spending a bunch of money eating out.
But
Charles, of course,
you know, surprised like New York to me. Yeah, you could make money.
You can make a lot of money.
Yeah,
but it costs a lot of money.
Even if you started your company in New York,
really,
you will make money. But when you start adding the taxes,
we live in a place with no state tax.
And let's say you have a car.
That's the beauty of
why
Florida.
LeBron came to Miami for those 4 years to make a bunch of money.
Let's say you have a car in New York.
God,
yeah,
it's expensive.
You have to
be insurance.
How much do you think parking is for a month in New York?
And then parking.
Well, now I wouldn't know what it is now.
Man, you know what? Dude, I'm good in Miami.
Right? Or anywhere else besides a city.
Now, compared to like making money compared to New York, it's not.
But do you think Brickell life does it like living like we live in South Florida? There's a lot of different areas. We have like suburbs.
Yeah.
But Brickell is a city in which people work and then they live and then they go to work and you don't need a car. Do you think Brickell is worth it in comparison to New York?
As a
fledgling business owner,
it depends on your line of work.
Business owner,
okay.
You have a business independently. That's a great spot.
No.
You that you're not working for Charles.
He could do catering anywhere.
If you have an opportunity, go for it. Okay.
He has 4.
For me,
I don't have 4 children. What the fuck are you talking about?
No.
4 people.
Yeah,
that I have to support. Yeah,
you're going. For me, your lady, 2 kids.
For me, that
3
I have a podcast.
Oh shit!
It's
5 people.
I gotta pay for 5 people. Yeah, and I eat you know what? My diet has gone.
Forget about that last one. Sorry.
I don't even count myself because I eat air at this point just to save money.
I understand that you're a lean male.
I'm you know what the thing is, like I'm getting, you know what though, starting Monday I said it a while back.
What? I'm gonna start eating more.
No, not eating more. I'm just gonna start working out. Like I'm getting back on my shit.
Hey, look, next to our podcast studio we have a full gym.
That's good.
Let's do a partnership.
That's
gym,
good.
Man. I'll spot you, motherfucker.
Hey, Charles, I go hard.
My fat ass needs to go harder than I do. Trust me, I know it.
Look, man. Oh, I say this, man. You're good with your business. You doing your own thing, which is good. Nano, right? For me, I did pretty good for 2+ years.
50-year-old has no responsibility.
First of all, I'm not 50-year-old. I'm not 50-year-old. But I did my own thing, and I managed to get money from the stuff that I've done.
True. And you've made no mistakes, is what I'm saying. Like, as a person,
what do you mean, in life?
Yeah.
I have.
Or what are you saying is your mistake?
What is the mistake?
Children,
your children?
Relationships.
That's not a mistake.
Hey, breaking the law.
You know what's the mistake? It's not children. The mistake is
having the
no. It's
not aborting them.
It's
not aborting them.
It's
abortions.
It's like,
I feel like this is the deep in the bottle section.
This is pretty deep. This is pretty deep.
I'm glad that you mentioned that. This is our segment, Deep in the Bottle, in which we get truths that may not appear on the episode, but we'll talk about it and apologize later in later episodes.
So one day, I'm online on Skype, whatever. And I see my friend from Microsoft. Like, yo, what's up? How you doing? Now I'm in New York. We're about to make a big announcement. I'm like, yo, can you tell me what's going on? Like, what's
you're gonna make a big announcement, or they're gonna make a big announcement?
No, I asked him, like, what's going on? Why are you in New York? Why are you in New York? I can't say what it is. It's gonna make.
Wait, it hasn't come out yet.
Listen to me.
Yeah.
We only have 40 listeners. You can totally spill the beans right now.
I'm talking to the person from Microsoft that say, yo, we're gonna make video game history.
Oh shit!
I was like, oh shit, this is big.
And then
hold on,
they introduced the Kinect.
So, as a fan of video games, like, yo, Microsoft is gonna make an announcement that's gonna make video game history. Everybody, oh shit, Microsoft video game history.
All right.
The older crowd, okay, you understand. The young crowd, oh, is it Halo? Is it Grand Theft Auto? Is it
like a big game? Like a big,
okay. They don't know the history.
Okay.
Right. So whatever. So Kotaku and all these other bigger websites. All right, here's the announcement for Microsoft. Once Microsoft announced it, so I found out that Microsoft was going to announce the next Pac-Man game. But wait, Charles, and you're laughing.
I wouldn't say it's a video game.
No.
This is a giant story.
No. This is why you guys fucked up.
Okay.
I said Pac-Man. Right?
Yes.
To you guys, it's like, the fuck is that?
Yeah.
To Microsoft, like, yo, we have the original creator of Pac-Man. This is this last Pac-Man game. Is that video game history?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Technically.
But like to you, it's like Grand Theft Auto, Halo. You think about that.
But I'm saying, like, if you saw the 3D Pac-Man where they jump over balls and shit, would you think that was big news?
First of all, Pac-Man Championship?
It's fun.
It was awesome. It was that.
That game is awesome.
Oh, wait, so it was that game?
So it was the first Pac-Man Championship game.
That game was dope.
All right. It is dope.
It's a good game, but I mean, I don't think everybody was like, holy shit!
But wait, Charles. But
you got to look into the context of.
But Charles, honestly,
yeah,
why that's not video game history?
It absolutely. You're right. It is video game history, but in the future, like going like that.
How the fuck is that the future, yo?
Because history is always in the past. Is what I'm saying.
Again. You and a lot of people are thinking of Grand Theft Auto, Halo.
No, like
Red Dead Redemption, graphically,
which looks
like
no. It's not about that, yo. It's not about the graphics. It's like the person that made Pac-Man back in the 80s. This is
his final game, yeah.
And so late 70s, 80s. This is his last Pac-Man game. That's history.
Is he the one that made the championship game?
Yes! The first one. This is his last Pac-Man game ever.
So you had the scoop on that is what you're saying?
Yes! But a lot of the young folks...
didn't care about the
They're
scoop.
like, fucking Halo, new Xbox, new PlayStation, new whatever.
Did they hate? Did you get a lot of hate from it?
Yo, let me tell you, man. I almost quit.
You're like, these motherfuckers don't
No. I'm dead serious, yo.
You're like an underground rapper.
So
they don't appreciate the
It was
good
so
shit.
bad that I almost quit. And my fiance was like, nah.
Don't quit.
Fuck them.
I love Pac-Man.
Do not quit, yo.
Miss Pac-Man.
Do not quit. You got the scoop. For the older crowd, it's history.
Yeah.
For the younger crowd, it's not history to them. To them, it's like, I want to see the new Grand Theft Auto, the new whatever.
So that I mean, like I said, like I'm not a big video game fanatic, but if you look at the wall, you see my 3 posters there. You know I'm a video game fanatic.
First of all, all I see is Street Fighter.
No.
What?
You got Punch Out.
You got Punch Out.
And
Nintendo
Street Fighter.
You got
Excite Bike.
Excite Bike.
But it's not enough.
Super Wrestling.
It's not enough.
You're right.
You up there.
I like classic games.
Yeah.
There's no Pac-Man poster up there.
It's not about Pac-Man, Charles. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like
it's about the fact that the original creator made a new game. And
it's his last. Remember, it's the creator of Pac-Man. This is gonna be his last game ever. To us that we're older, we're like, oh shit.
I know. Whenever I go to Big Cheese Pizza, I sit down at the tabletop arcade that they have, and I play Miss Pac-Man. That is a game that I will play.
And even
I'm not good at it. I only get to like the 4th level, and then I'm done.
But Charles, even if you never play Pac-Man,
you have to know Pac-Man's important.
It's not
okay.
It's history. It's like, it's his last Pac-Man
as a person who's
ever.
very into pop culture and video games. Did you read or listen or watch the movie Ready Player One?
Yes.
How did you feel about did you read the book or the movie?
I watched the movie. No.
I would say read the book.
Before you say anything.
Okay.
I'm watching the movie with my girl, my fiance.
Okay.
And I'm like, yo, they just show the cover of Nintendo Power.
Mm-hmm.
You probably didn't even notice that.
I mean, I get there's a lot of Easter eggs.
No.
But you
let's go back.
But you noticed.
Let's go back. Did you notice there was a Nintendo Power magazine there in the movie?
I would say the things that I noticed was the background characters, like the you
I never saw the movie, so I don't.
You talk about the character. You talk about the character.
Yeah.
Again, Charles.
You saw a magazine, you're like, that's the shit.
But you know what? I grew up with that.
This is a different extension though. So like on the post office box that she's driving around. The homegirl.
What the fuck is a post office?
She's
I know you're talking about.
She had a truck that was to US
driving around.
In the back, they had a little symbol or a drawing of this guy with an open mouth. And I play D&D, and that is a specific icon in our D&D world.
Yeah.
And everybody who looked at it was like, "Oh shit! They just put a fucking Tomb of Annihilation scepter in there, like a spot where like if you put your hand in, it would get disappeared." Like you,
Charles. But why are you saying that?
Because it's a piece of pop culture that's important to me specifically.
Exactly. So I'm a hip hop guy, old school video game guy, right? Like a lot of the young folks, they just see whatever is there. Whatever's there at the moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand.
Yeah.
So a lot of them are probably lazy. They don't want to do research.
Yeah, true.
You know what I'm saying? It's fine. I understand.
I like the research aspect of it so much so that like when the new Star Wars movies were going to come out, when they announced the new canon, I read all the old books. I watched everything that was going to be canon so that I got caught up. And it made my experience in the movies so much better in the sense like that you have all this information to go into. And that's a dorky thing to do.
Damn it. Jesus Christ, I'm dropping shit.
Bro, that shit's a fucking lake.
I want to announce to everybody that's ever listened to Godfrey on a podcast, this is the only podcast that you ever hear him being drunk on.
I'm drunk. But dropping shit. But you know what's crazy? So 2 years ago.
In the bathroom, Nano.
Yeah, 2 years ago. I had an opportunity to interview Nolan Bushnell.
Bushnell.
So if I mention that name to you, you'd be like, who the hell is that guy?
Nolan Bushnell. Is it a video game creator?
Yes.
Okay.
This is the founder of Atari.
Atari. Oh, you were very excited about the new Atari system that came out.
No. It has nothing to do with that.
Really? He has nothing to do with the new Atari system?
No.
Well, I mean...
Let me explain to you. So,
but you know what? You've intrigued me. Did you like the new Atari system?
I could talk about that later.
What? Oh, is it a secret?
I'm going to talk to you about Nolan Bushnell.
First.
Yes.
And then you're going to tell us about the new system.
Okay. Nolan Bushnell, he is the founder of Atari.
Okay.
And he also used to be Steve Jobs' boss.
He was Steve Jobs' fucking boss?
Yes. And number three, if you heard of Chuck E. Cheese,
yes,
he's the founder of Chuck E.
fucking
Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese?
Yes.
Holy shit.
So,
did you talk to him about all this?
Yes.
All right. Hey, so, everybody, go listen to Gamertag Radio's episode.
You gotta do a two-part of this, man.
It's a two-parter?
This is a two-part podcast.
No, we have enough bandwidth. We can just make a long episode.
You could do a two-part. You could take a break. It's okay. So,
all right. Look, if we're gonna pick a point, boop, we'll pick it here. But Godfrey, what would you say on our first part, like as like a leaving statement?
So.
Go check me out.
All right. No. It's not checking me out. It's more of a. I'm talking to Nolan Bushnell, and I told him
before you go to Nolan. This is the second part of the story. What do you want to say before on the end of our first part of the episode?
If you listen to the podcast right now,
go check out Gamertag Radio. Obviously.
Next week, tune in because I have a crazy story
about Nolan Bushnell.
Bushnell.
Okay.
Now. He is the founder and creator of Atari.
And where can they find you online?
Gamertagradio.com.
You have at Godfrey?
Yeah, Godfrey. But more of Gamertagradio.com.
Is it at Gamertag Radio? Or
yeah, you put put Gamertagradio.com.
So Twitter, what's your Twitter?
Godfrey.
At
Godfree.
That's crazy that you have that fucking...
You
were on like the first platform of everything, right?
You
have at Godfrey for IG too?
Yes.
You know what's fucked up?
Shit.
I could have had at Nano for all this shit.
Yeah.
And I just, since I was like
big on
I was big on my like, I'm gonna rep my blog from New York.
As a matter of fact, the reason why I didn't have at Maguro is because the first time I made my name was in your guys' house, and I forgot what email I used, so I don't have Maguro on my gamertag. I made a Maguro, and I don't know which email I used, and I could never get it back. And I know that know that I made it, and I used it for a while, but it disappeared. And I have Magiro on IG. I had it on Twitter, but then a Japanese guy took it over.
A Japanese guy.
Yeah, and I'm friends with him on Twitter. We like send each other shit, and he's like Magiro. Like whenever someone tags me, but it's on him, he like forwards it to me. Ha 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 ha. But everything else, I had Magiro. I had like AOL Magiro. I had like Magiro on everything. I have Magiro.
I have Godfrey on AOL. Godfrey 2000.
How does the Gilbert Godfrey not like pick that up?
Well, it's not spelled the same. It's not spelled F-R-E-Y. Yeah, he's F-R-E-Y. Godfrey's F-R-E-E.
All right.
But that's where, and now, boom, second part. This is the second part. Who is, what's this guy's name? Bushnell.
Bushnell. Hold on a second. A retake.
We're coming back at you. Part 2. If not, I'll put it together and you guys won't even know.
All right. So, this is a part 2. Part 2 of the podcast. So.
Jesus Christ. This is the longest podcast ever.
Yeah. So, this is what happened. So, I hit him up. And I'm like, yo, I would love to interview you. How can I get with you
to talk?
Yes. 2 months later, let's meet up at E3. Like, yo, perfect. Right? So I'm at the meeting room.
Okay.
At E3. I get a phone call from Nolan Bushnell. For those that don't know, if you listen to the second part 2 of the podcast, he is the founder and creator of Atari. This is like
big news, yeah.
Late 70s.
For every kid
80s.
that ever played Joust on a fucking Atari, what was it?
26.
Look, if you play any video games, period,
it's because of Atari.
This is the founder and creator of Atari.
Yes.
Atari. He used to be the boss of Steve Jobs. I was like, all right, I'm in shock. I'm like, I can't believe he's calling me. I can't believe it. This is crazy. So he was like, Danny, let's meet up here, whatever. So I go there.
All right, so that we take you out of the story. Was he cool?
Hell yeah, man.
So, but
we
was
were
he
just joking, what's going on around the area.
Was he like a nerdy dude that you didn't have to be
it's
intimidated
not nerdy.
by?
It's not nerdy. It's more of like, yo, this is my business. But it's like.
But when you guys started talking about technology, he got like more to your level. You're like, oh shit, we both like the same shit.
So we first started talking about the Atari.
Okay.
Which I thanked him. Like, look, man, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here. My grandmother bought
an Atari.
This is before
Nano was born.
Yeah, Nano was born. My grandmother bought 3 Atari systems. Console. This is my first console.
She started a store where people
she had no idea, because at that time Atari there was like they were panicking. Nintendo was coming to the US.
Nintendo
right?
destroyed them.
Yeah. But at the time, Atari knew, Nintendo's making a buzz. They're gonna come to the States.
When I had an Atari, it was like I felt like I was part of history. When I got one, I was like, yeah, these are. I'm telling you, Joust was a game where I was like,
wait, you were the Atari generation?
I was born in '83, so Atari was already out and strong. When I became able to play video games, I want to say 8.
Because my first console was a Nintendo.
See, that's you because you're way younger. For you,
I would say, but you know what?
I'm 3 years younger than him.
I can pretty much guarantee I never beat any game on Atari. But when Nintendo came out, I got to the age where I was like, oh, I want to finish. I want to be the completionist.
I'm 86, so it's not like...
But I got my Atari... Okay, this is what happened, This, for those that don't know much of what's going on...
Your grandma bought 3. Who did she give 1 to?
No, my cousins and I, we all
Everybody got 1
Yeah,
at the same
so
time.
It was 3 of us.
Okay.
So it was my copy...
Was she a drug dealer? How did she
afford
3 Ataris?
No, because at that time, Atari was panicking.
Oh, they were giving him out like...
So they were like, $50.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so she bought my copy, my cousin's copy, 2 other ones, right? And it was My game that I got was
You know what?
Defenders and Pac-Man.
Now that I think about it, I'm assuming because my parents were cheap as fuck. The only reason I had an Atari because it was
super affordable.
If you look it up right now, if you listen to this,
she was being sold at the local drugstore.
Go to YouTube and put Atari $50. Just put $50.
I want to say the games that I played. I know Joust was one because I thought Joust was the coolest game because there's eggs, you're on an ostrich, you're jumping levels. But I knew I had Pong, and I knew I had one other game. I can't think of it right now, but I know it was like another 2D game where like things don't happen.
For me, it was Defenders, Asteroids, and it had Pac-Man.
You know what? But Asteroids might be the game.
But Pac-Man is not the Pac-Man from the arcade.
No. It's way different.
The thing was with Atari at that time in the 80s, Pac-Man and
it was like a port over. It was like a port over.
It's like, let's say you're the developer.
Yeah.
You're in charge of
Pac-Man.
that game.
Yeah.
Go. And you only have a lot of these developers.
There's a ghost.
They will make this in a couple weeks. In like 4 weeks. That's what happened with the E.T. game for the Atari.
Oh my god, that fucking game, bro.
But I don't
they
blame.
They buried that motherfucker in the goddamn desert.
I don't blame the developer. The developer was like,
E.T. is the biggest thing ever happened.
He was like under pressure, yo. It's like, damn, I need to make this game one of the biggest games ever for Atari. Plus, the movie's coming out.
As a person who doesn't speak Spanish, which is shameful on my end to myself now.
Yeah.
But in elementary school, they made us watch E.T. in Spanish every year in our Spanish class.
Why?
Yeah.
I hate E.T. because of it.
Nah, I freaking love E.T.
I hate
movie itself?
E.T. the movie. I will never watch E.T. without having a bad reaction, going like, they made us watch this in Spanish.
Charles,
do you hate Drew Barrymore as well?
Yo, you know what's crazy? There's two movies that I regret my dad not taking me to the movies. Even my mom.
E.T. is one of them?
E.T. is one of them, and Goonies.
Wow.
And the reason why...
I would say Goonies because like it had all the Brat Pack people and shit.
But you would never guess where my dad took me to watch instead of the Goonies.
I'm going to say it's probably a way better movie than the Goonies.
No, it's not way better. It's not way better. It's not way better. It's not way better. So if you lived in Dykeman, Washington Heights,
he took you to see.
If you listen to this and you know in that area, there's McDonald's there.
I'm gonna side with your dad.
What Inwood, Dykeman, all that area.
What movie did he take you to?
Coming to America? Is it Coming to America?
Damn it!
Hold on. So right now is McDonald's, right?
That's a big.
Back in the 80s, that spot used to be a movie theater.
Was there a Hamburglar movie that we don't know about?
Hold on a second.
I feel like we're just interrupting a story with a bunch of bad suggestions.
He's gonna give us like an answer, and we're like, "This is stupid."
There used to be a movie theater, and I told my dad, "Pa, please take me to E.T." He like, fuck that.
Man,
he
fucking aliens, man. That's just bullshit, man. They lied to you.
E.T., one of the biggest movies in U.S. history. You're not taking me to the movie theater to watch E.T. But wait, there's more. So that spot, McDonald's in Dykeman, all the way back in the days, that used to be a movie theater. That's fine. So then the Goonies comes out.
Okay.
This is like years later.
But wait, so like he just said didn't take you to the movies that night?
No, he's like, it's not for me. Fuck it. He's thinking about now. Like, I'm not taking fucking you. I'm not taking you to E.T.
So you didn't watch your movie instead of E.T.
No, I had to wait till that shit come out to video, VHS. Yeah. VHS. Years later, I'm like, yo, I want to watch the Goonies.
All right.
My dad's taking me to the movie theater in the Bronx, Whitestone.
Mm-hmm.
He's not taking me to the Goonies.
Oh, no.
He's taking me to Rambo 2.
Giddy up.
Hey.
Yo, but wait. I'm not even a teenager.
I remember my dad.
I'm not even a teenager, yo.
I remember my dad took.
How many people did Rambo kill in that movie?
Yo, it was an exaggeration.
My dad. I think the only movie I've only been to movies when I was a kid with my dad once, and he took me to see Die Hard 3 with a Vengeance.
First of all,
awesome.
That was years later.
Awesome movie.
I'm just saying. As a kid, he's only take me to one movie, and it was me and Guillermo, and he's like, "Oh fuck it, we'll go see what Die Hard." And like we saw a guy get chopped in half. We're like, "This is the best movie I've ever seen in my life."
Die Hard with a Vengeance is good. That's a fucking great movie.
It's such a good movie.
No,
and that literally the only movie my dad has ever taken me to that I can remember. Like he made a choice, going like, "You're fine. It's rated R, but I'll take you."
You know what? You know what's funny? Like
What?
Godfrey says that, and like I don't have any. I don't think I've ever
Your
gone to the
dad's
movies with my
never
father.
I remember that, yo.
You know who used to take me to the movies? Elo. Like Ellingson used to take me to the movies all the time. Yeah, but my cousin Ellingson, like he would take me to the movies. Like we'd go and we'd pay for one movie at 11 a.m. and we'd stay there till fucking 7 p.m. because we'd sneak into like 2 or 3 other movies. This is the
thing that like we did. Like you went to Town and Country.
No, whoa. Movie theater. Why you mentioning Town and Country?
Because there's Flippers. We talked about Flippers earlier, but
when I talked about these movie theaters, this is in New York. Away from Miami.
Okay, but you lived in Florida for a long time, so you know Town and Country when they had AMC.
92.
When they had an AMC in Town and Country.
Yes. Well, he worked at.
I worked at one of their competition
at the Regal over there.
No, let me tell you this, man.
The Kendall. What was it called?
Kendall 9,
which was the Regal. Yeah.
Yeah. So they had Selena. This is Selena, yo. So I'm like,
why are you trying to keep it so Latin-centric?
So I'm like,
he really just goes to
a. So I'm like, I'm gonna hook up my family, yo.
Everybody wants to watch the Selena story.
I used to work at a movie theater. Bro. There was like 20 people coming in, and I hooked them up.
Yeah.
They watched Selena. They came out crying. You know, I'm serious. It was a pretty good with Jennifer Lopez and all that stuff, right?
God, she was a good Selena.
I hate that movie,
so, I hooked up my family. I hooked like 15, 20 people to come in for them to watch Selena.
I worked at a movie theater too. I worked at AMC when they opened up in Sunset Place. That was my first high school job. I mean, I worked other places, but the one that I kept for the longest was AMC, and I met my future wife there.
Really?
Yeah.
You met Danielle there?
No, I met her in elementary school, but we worked together in AMC.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope.
So, like, that is a thing that I take with me. When I worked in AMC, I got to watch all the movies from 9th to 10th grade, and I got to read all the comics in Virgin Records when they had that store open.
Oh my God! It sounds a place.
I got back into comics because of Virgin Records. Going like on a break, I would go and sit on their aisles and just read the graphic novels.
Yo, let me tell you something about Virgin Records, yo. So, I'm in a date.
Oh, this
is another date, yo.
Whoa.
And then a guy came and tried to hit on my girl, and I sat in the bathroom for an hour and a half.
This is for real. So, I'm in a date. We're like, yo, let's go to Virgin Records in Times Square.
Oh, giddy up.
Times Square. So we go to Times Square.
And then I was like, yo, you know I've been on TRL?
And remember,
I introduced Eminem, bitch.
First of all,
you know I'm a TRL star, right?
So the thing was at that time, Virgin Records is popping, all this stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yo, I hear Jill Scott. I'm like, yo, who the hell is Jill Scott, yo?
Jill Scott?
Jill Scott. This is
Jill Scott
early 2000s. This is like really early 2000s. I found out about Jill Scott. I go on a date. I'm like, yo, I want to buy her album. I want to know what it is. So we go to Times Square, go to the store. I'm listening to her album. I'm like, yo, this album is dope, man. This is dope. R&B. I like her vibes.
I want to make a mixtape about this.
Yeah.
Jay, where you at? JJ, where you at, JJ?
JJ. Yo, but this girl's like, she's corny, yo. Like, what? Why are you listening to? Like, I'm like,
wait, the girl that you went on a date with? The girl you went on a date with?
This is our first date.
Suck ass.
I'm like, yo, I don't fucking like you, man. I like this vibe, yo. Like, this is.
Wait. I don't get it. Wait, you were listening to the album on the date?
Like,
yeah,
fuck this bitch.
I'm picky with music, so I'm listening to it because for those that are younger folks, I go to the store and you put headphones on.
Mm-hmm. And you would get.
Because even before that, like there were stores that you would listen to the album before you buy.
Godfrey's there, like this.
I'm like, yo, this is a good vibe, yo. This is good. Okay. I like this. She's like, you're wasting your freaking time.
She told you that?
Yeah, she told me straight up. You're wasting your fucking
Wait,
time.
what girl was it? You still talk to her?
No,
Obviously.
but at that time I didn't know. Like, this is our first time going to. Because this is the thing, man. Like, I liked her. We were cool. But I'm like, yo, I want to know more about her. Let me take her to the.
I want to know your soul.
A music store. See how the vibe is and all this shit. Like
that. You know what? That's something that. Like, your kids will never know. They'll never take someone to a music store.
No, man.
Because there is no music store anymore.
No. It's true. But even if there's people that are listening to your podcast, never had that experience, it's like, I'll take it back to the Bronx sale.
Yeah. Oh.
There's a part where
it's collusional right here.
There's a part that one of the main characters made up with a girl.
Yeah.
And one of the guys, older characters, he's like, yo, man, there's the part where you have to test out.
Oh, the door?
The door.
The door test.
Really
the door test.
The door test. If she opens the door for you.
You know what's fucked up? Carolina failed the door test.
Oh, shit.
I mean, there's no need to talk about that.
Carolina is.
She's failed so many tests.
Yeah, she's my wife.
She's failed so many tests that we don't have to talk about it at all.
I don't blame her.
I mean,
you don't blame her for failing the test?
No. It's like
her parents did a shitty job of raising her. Whatever.
I'll talk about that.
I just want to burn my entire fire, but I'm gonna burn every bridge that I have with this.
No, but I'll talk about that in a few minutes. But I'll talk about it because it's so much shit, you gotta do a 3-part,
third part. Part
3 weeks. 3 weeks. So I tested her. I'm like, yo, music, all this shit. She didn't like none of the music you listen to. I'm like, yo, she's not the fucking one, yo. I'm wasting my time, I'm wasting my time. I like Tribe. I like a lot of hip hop.
Jill Scott.
I like Erykah Badu. I like Jill Scott.
I don't think that's a big factor in who I fuck.
No, I think so. Well, not who you fuck, but he's trying to date. He was trying to date her.
But I'm trying to date her. You know what it is, Charles? Like, I think us as like society and dudes, we're like, oh, she's hot. I want to just have sex with her and bang her, and that's it. But honestly, you know what's the best sex? It's like,
I love you.
No, it's not that I love you. It's more of
like, look into your soul.
I get to know the person. We know what we like each other. And you make sex better because you know each other.
You know what? Funny enough, I think the best sex is when you don't know each other and you do the nastiest shit possible and you never have to see each other again. Yeah,
but that's once in a blue, Nano. That's once in a blue.
I don't agree with Nano many times, but this is
one of the No. But that's you guys are talking about, like, I don't know the person. It's like, it's an adventure. Like, I don't know them, whatever.
Yeah,
that's different. But I'm talking about like
it's Germany. It might be a dude we don't know.
There's a reason.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
But there's a reason why you with that same person and the same person.
Yeah.
You get to know the person.
Because we made horrible mistakes when we were younger.
No, it's not. It's not the mistakes, man. It's like you get to know the person and you make everything better. Like, you get to know the person. Not only music, but like personality and everything. You make everything better. Your
lady is so lucky. She's so lucky to have you.
I fucking love her. Like I fucking love her. Like, it's serious. It's serious.
Your lady's so lucky to have you.
Because I think society is like, I just want to hit and go away, right? But if that person that doesn't know you get to know you, they
would not want to be with you.
Is that I think so. That's the consensus of all our
relationships.
Deep dark secrets.
Yes, but if they get to know you, they know you who you are.
Yeah.
They know you who you are, and
they'll realize the big mistake they made.
Knows the things that you like. I think everything will be better, man. I'm serious.
Godfrey's trying to push his fucking agenda.
It's not keeping it clean. It's about getting to know the person. Like,
you know what? Yeah. You said earlier that you have a fiance.
Yes.
How long have you been dating her?
13 years, 12 years.
Well, why aren't you saying wife?
Because I honestly,
that is insane.
Like 3 years ago, I just gained.
I know, but like,
you
why
gave up 3 years ago? Is what you said?
It's a different situation because she is not about. Let's get married.
Social pressures.
That's not her thing, It's like
it's insane that I mean, you don't know, but Mark has a barber that works for him. Mauricio.
Who the hell's Mark?
Mark.
Oh, you see, I don't.
He owns Fat Fades, and at his barber shop, there's this guy named Maurice.
Oh, I know
Mo.
You know Maurice?
I know Mo.
Mo.
I'll go way back.
Has been with the same girl again for like 13 years.
Yeah.
He lives in a studio.
Shut up.
He's not with his. He takes care of her kid.
What? Is that his kid?
Not his kid. It's like a step kid. But he loves him. I understand everything about it. And every time I get a haircut from him, I'm like, Mo, you moving with your girl yet? He's like, nah.
Shit.
Nigga.
Yeah. Nah, but you know what
I'm like, Charles? You're a grown up. You're 40 years old. Like, what are you doing?
Charles, it's like, you got to understand from his situation too, man.
He likes to live alone. I understand.
There was this girl.
Look, I wish I could live
There was this
alone.
girl that we dated and all that stuff, and I heard about her. She had a daughter before we started dating. She was like maybe 3-4 years old, whatever. I was like, damn, but I always kept it cool with her, Years later, I found out her daughter is like 21.
Looking good, right? Looking good. No, I'm just.
It's not about looking good and all that stuff. It's
are you saying 17 years later she was 21 and you're like, wow.
And she heard about me.
Oh, she's legal?
No, it's not about that, man.
Literally, that's me. Now like,
you guys
so
are
you had sex with her.
Like I'm not like that.
We are sexual deviants.
Nah. So I heard about her. She heard about me, and we kept it cool. And I've been to her job. We kept it cool. Like
the daughter.
Wait, are you talking about the daughter?
Yes, and she's like, heard about you, and we kept it cool.
You. What do you mean?
Wait, I don't get what this conversation went because like I'm.
Do you have a daughter that we don't know about?
No, it's not. It's not my daughter.
Are you saying you have a 21-year-old daughter, nigga? Like what the hell's going on?
No, it's not about my daughter.
It sounds like you're trying to say that you have a family member.
It's about like she doesn't know
her family, which was you.
No,
that I'm her father. She doesn't know that I'm her father.
No. We kept it cool.
What does that mean?
I don't know where we went.
Where are you trying to go with that? Like,
I'm just saying, like, we kept it cool.
What the fuck does that mean? What does that mean?
I dated her mom.
You dated her mom.
We kept it cool. Like, wait, but it's like she's old, dude. That was like early 90s, and she's now in her 20s.
And you're talking to her daughter.
No, but her daughter's like, I heard about you. Like, I respect her. It's like I respect her. You guys are idiots. You guys.
I don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
You guys are idiots.
This is what happens.
Part 3 of the interview is fucked up, man.
Godfrey has a separate family we don't know about.
That
he's like, no, we're really cool.
Yeah,
we're really
cool.
Like
I paid for her. I paid for her tuition, and that's it.
You went to college in Brown. I paid for the whole thing.
Most of this Gamertag Radio money is going to her bachelor's degree.
We were super cool with this lady.
Criminal justice.
So
she became a Supreme Court justice, and that's what happened.
All right, let's end it because I want to smoke. So.
All right, so I'm gonna wrap it up with this.
Go. Give us some insight.
I'm gonna wrap it up with this.
Podcast master.
So, I did my own thing. I wasn't concentrating like what's hot, right? Mm-hmm. Years later, Nano give up.
I mean, it wasn't years later. It was
the same year.
Yeah, it was months into it.
Same year.
Months. No, it was like a year in. I gave up like
a year.
No, it was like episode what, like 100?
I don't remember.
It's
not 100.
No,
you did like 90 episodes. But again, I was going like, what are you guys doing? Like again, like why are you doing a podcast?
You didn't get it. Not to give up. That's fine. Like he's young. He's having fun.
I was 19.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
He doesn't understand the monetary value of IP.
Nobody did. Nobody fucking understood that shit.
I don't blame him, Charles. I don't blame him, because he's having fun.
You ran with it.
I ran with it, but at the same time, before that, like I have cousins like, yo, hip hop. This is where it's at.
You've been down since mp3.com. You're fucking OG with internet radio.
I don't. This final word is like getting more and more derailed.
No, I don't see it that way.
He's trying to shit on you before we go.
I know. I think so. I think so. I think it's like
I don't see that.
I'm with you. I'm behind you. Like
it's more of like it's the moment.
You make a lot of mistakes in your life. You don't.
Yeah, I made mistakes.
You don't have a documentary made about you. Obviously,
no.
You're the wrong Danny Pena.
It's not about that.
I'm the original Danny Pena.
No, man.
You were the version 2.0 that failed.
No, I don't do that. No, that's not me, man.
Maybe you didn't have sex with your cousin. Maybe you did. Who knows?
That's nasty. By the way, that bottle is almost done.
Glen Fohdry.
Finish that bottle.
No, I can't finish this shit, man.
Charles, finish that bottle.
Yeah, for sure, I will. Absolutely.
Glen Fohdry, 12-year, oak aged.
I'll tell you this, man.
We might have had a bottle, but
Charles,
Godfrey spilled 2 glasses.
This is the longest conversation I ever had in my life.
Really? You have a podcast?
Yeah, but I'm not this long.
Get out of town.
Yeah, this is the first time.
Do you cut it off? Like, what is like as a person who literally had a podcast where I'm telling you, last night my co-host slapped the mic out of his hand and got up and yelled at me for another 30 minutes and then came back and sat down for another hour.
Not me.
Look, man. At the end of the day,
what do you do to end a podcast? You're like, oh, I think we ran our course, or you just try to keep an hour.
All right, for those that edit, shows, listen to it.
You listen to it and you're like, oh, this part's
I'm like,
stupid.
This is a cliffhanger. It's time to stop it.
And we gotta go.
No, I'm serious.
And Godfrey might have a secret baby mama that we don't know about.
No, it's like,
let's end it
and
here.
it might be his cousin. Who knows?
But at the end of the day, it's about sitting down, talking to that person. If the conversation is good, that's all. It's the content. It's not about the person.
So then, why do you cut it off as an hour? Like, shouldn't you just go as long as you
like
talk?
We release 2 episodes every week.
That's a lot of episodes. Yeah.
2 hours every week.
Do you think we should do that?
No, get out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
You have to get fucked up 2 hours a week.
For you guys, it doesn't work.
I know. We have to get it. Once a week, I think is good.
It's like we've been doing it for so long, and it's like, when is the right time to say, you know what? We should stop. For me, I've been doing it so long.
Yeah.
For you guys, you're new. You gotta
feel it out. You gotta feel it out.
No, it's not feeling out. It's more of like, you need to know more about yourselves, man. Like,
see where the conversation leads us.
Yes. Because we could make a 4-hour podcast
in which we say horrible things that we don't ever want to hear.
It's not about horrible things. It's by like, it's like the listeners. You have 50. Let's say 50 listeners.
Hopefully,
it's not hopefully. It is 50 listeners.
I mean, after you, I'm assuming you're gonna pump it out. We got 7,000.
What?
I'm expecting at least 4,000 listeners.
If we,
I guarantee you,
if we stretch this to like 4 parts, 3 parts, yes.
This is the longest Marvel movie ever.
Gamertag Radio is gonna be like, wait, Godfrey got drunk on a podcast. He talked a bunch of shit.
You know what it is, Charles?
He has 7 illegitimate children.
No. You know what it is, Charles? It's about the content.
Yes. I'm about that. I'm about content.
It's not about, oh, he's popular. It's not about that, yo. It's about
I feel like we should title this some scandalous fucking title. Like,
yo, you guys can have a long break. I'm serious.
Gamertag Radio.
We can have a 3-part
the tell-all story.
Series. I'm dead serious. You guys can have a 3-part series.
What do you get? We're at 2:38 right now.
2:38. That's a long fucking. This is our longest conversation.
Again, 2 hours and 30 minutes.
We don't have.
This is our longest conversation. And you know what? You know what's fucked up?
What?
This is before our 30 minutes that we didn't record.
I'm sorry, guys. You didn't get to hear about Alex Jones and like.
Yeah, we had a whole.
You know what? Alex Jones.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what's funny? My friend that passed away.
It's so weird.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
Conspiracy theorist.
Rest in peace. That's his cousin.
Alex Jones.
Who?
Wait. The guy that your friend is the guy that died.
John Jones.
No, my friend that passed away.
He was
Alex Jones. He's related to Alex Jones.
He's Bill Jones.
I'm not gonna say who he is.
I'm gonna say a bunch of names.
Jonas Jones.
Jonas Jones.
I'm not gonna say his name.
Jorge Jones.
Rest in peace. You know.
Hugo Jones.
Well, this is gonna be for part 5 of the episode.
Nah. But he complained like.
No, but the point is that we did it.
He didn't like it?
We did 40 minutes before the 2.5, and we still had 2.5 hours.
Can I say one thing?
Go ahead. Next week we have a special opening of.
I just want to say this. I had a dream.
Oh
shit!
A lot of people made fun of it, and I kept on going.
You had long hair.
I had a lot of hair.
I have dreams like that all the time.
I kept on. A lot of people were calling me crazy.
Mm-hmm.
This is a time where I done stuff for Wyclef, Keras One, DJ Khaled.
I was there.
La Records, Def Jam, all that stuff. And I kept on going.
You passed out during a Wu-Tang concert.
Method Man touched you and you.
I know about Method Man touching me. But I did pass out.
You did.
But I had a dream, and I got inducted to Hall of Fame.
You did it.
The first Latino to get inducted to the Hall of Fame.
Really?
Yes.
There's no
for
other
podcasts ever.
Are you saying like first Dominican?
No,
it's not
Latin.
First Dominican.
First Latin.
First Latino.
I feel like that's not a real thing.
Yes, it's a real thing.
There's no other Mexican dude.
No. Why Mexican?
Because are they not
Mexican?
Are they
Why
not
Mexican?
I feel like there's more Mexicans in the U.S. than us.
There is. First of all, there is.
Yeah, for sure there is.
I'm the first Latino.
All right. I mean,
to get inducted to the
I want to fact check you, but
Hall of Fame.
Well, it's not like he's talking about the landscaping Hall of Fame. Like he's talking about the podcasting Hall of Fame. So like,
there's no other Mexican dudes with the podcast.
No.
Again, why Mexican? It could be
like
any Latino.
You're right. I feel like Latino is not like a real thing.
What do you mean? Like
it's not a real.
Charles, you don't believe it because I'm
but
in front of
you know what? You're saying Latino. And a lot of people that are
Hispanic, Latino, period.
But you know what? A lot of people that are social justice warriors, they say Latinx.
What?
Yes.
What the fuck is that?
Or no, I had Latinx.
Why Latinx?
All right, Charles. Name me another Latino X.
I mean, I know Legion of Scans have a bunch of Puerto Ricans and or.
Yo, I feel like we're
when
probably later than you for sure.
Okay. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like,
I mean, yeah, but like you said, the internet. You were on mp3.com. You don't think there was another Dominican?
No, this is the time where
it might be the first one. You know what? You might be right. But I'm just saying it's weird to say like I don't represent Latinos because I don't feel that's a real thing.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Why?
Because we are as white people that are white.
Oh my god.
Are you serious? Well, no, that's you. I speak Spanish.
You speak, but the only reason you speak Spanish is because your family came from the Dominican Republic.
Charles.
Well, that's what makes me Latino.
Wait. Charles.
Yeah.
When I got inducted to the Hall of Fame,
they're like 70% Iberian.
Hold on a second.
20%.
It was Adam Curry. He used to be a VJ for MTV back in the 80s. He's a podfather.
Podfather? Is that a thing?
Yes.
Shit.
Little Port that has a network about technology. Podfather.
I feel this is the longest outro I've ever heard.
No. I'm being serious, guys. I really want people to learn about this. I don't give a fuck if it's a 3-part
No, it's fine.
podcast.
No, I hear what you're saying. I think
it's
I
about
agree
the
with
history.
you. I just don't think that Latin culture is something that we think it is. I think it's something that people...
Or something that you think it is. What do
you think?
No,
think.
No, I think rich people put us into categories that we don't like to be part of. Because like you said, I don't speak Spanish. But I'm Puerto Rican.
That's fine.
You know what though? Like, not to generalize Puerto Ricans, but a lot of Puerto Ricans don't speak Spanish.
People in Puerto Rico speak Spanish.
Even Cubans, even Dominicans.
I'm just saying a lot of American, Puerto Rican people, like they don't really.
American Latinos.
American Latinos don't really follow.
Their parents are like
even Mexicans, Ecuador.
No,
I'm just saying,
fine.
I'm saying second generation. I understand that, but like we as an American culture, we're all American. Yeah, and we put down people that are like, hey man, fucking speak the language, do whatever. Like when you go to a Cuban bakery and they can't communicate with you for whatever reason, you're like, what the fuck are you doing?
No, I'll tell you this, man. I'll tell you this.
I speak Spanish, so I don't know.
I know,
like,
you do.
When I did my arcade business in the Dominican Republic, there was no Americans. I just did it.
Were there any Haitians?
No.
They don't walk across.
I didn't allow them. No.
No, it's not that.
They don't walk across the border?
It's not that. It's more about I had a dream. I kept on with my dream. And a lot of people made fun of me. And I just did it. I really didn't care about
language,
what people think about. A lot of the Dominicans, that culture was like, you're too old to play games.
Okay.
My grandmother was like, you're messing up my TV.
Didn't she like I'm gonna support you with 17 games?
You started this shit, Grandma. You started this shit.
My older grandma.
Oh, the second grandma.
My grandma from mom's side was like, you're messing up my TV. Why are you playing video games?
Wait, so Mama Mina is the one that bought you the...
Mamma Mia.
Mamma Mia.
No,
Mina.
Here I go again.
Rosa,
yeah.
Yeah. She bought me.
Not Mina, yeah, my bad. Not Mina, but Rosa.
Yeah.
You have 7 grandmas.
So
my bad.
I know this is confusing as hell.
I know. As a person who has
the thing is, me and Godfrey have different mothers.
I know.
So
you have like a set of 4 parents that you need to distribute.
Yeah.
But
and I feel like I said, Jay is my cousin, and everybody who becomes a part of my family is my family.
Yeah. That's what it matters.
You fucked up. You're in this.
You're in it now.
Look, man. At the end of the day, young or old, we have a purpose, yo. Like,
I agree.
Charles, you have a purpose.
I do.
You have a company.
Yes.
You know, like, influence other Latinos, whites, blacks, whatever. Influence them. Nano, you have a catering company.
Mm-hmm.
You have a opportunity to influence other people. Like for me, I've been doing it for so long. I'm gonna influence other people. It's like I don't care about getting million hits, and we have an audience. But it's like it's our job, in my opinion, to influence other people to do the right thing, man. Like, think outside the box, man. Charles, you have a company.
Yeah.
What's the name of the company?
Memory Factory.
Memory Company. What's the name of the company?
Fresh to Chef.
Fresh to Chef. Which I added it in our movie. It's like we all have a mission. Let's influence other people to do bigger things, man. Like,
yeah.
I have a story. You have a story. You have a story.
We're absolutely capitalist in the sense that like we do things that maybe it doesn't matter in the grand scale, but on a local scale, like we help people. Like for sure, like if you had a bunch of videotapes, I can make them digital and make it happen.
Yeah.
And as the studio, I want you to be like, oh, if these guys are in town, all your Gamertag Radio guys are in town, you come here. Let's fucking live stream a fucking podcast where everybody sees you. Produce it to the X extent in which you have fucking titles under your names, like whenever you pop up on the screen.
It's even about that. It's about, like, let's say you grab my video.
Yeah, and repost it.
Just spread it.
Yeah,
just spread it. Like,
yeah.
I don't care if it's only 10 people.
Guys, I'm already
getting phone calls. It's really all about. But it's like...
You have phone calls?
It's 5 o'clock.
Yeah, it's 5 o'clock. We've been talking about it for a long time.
4 hours.
Yeah. Right. But it's about... Charles, honestly, it's about spreading the
message. You were in the messengers. It's spreading the message.
Yeah, the message to other people.
Yeah.
That's all. That's all it matters, man. Like, we're about to hit 9 million. I've gotten way
9 million downloads
in our podcast alone. I've gotten way more than that on YouTube.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, like Twitch came up to us.
Like I said, if you need a studio, you want to do something where you're introducing a product or you're doing something.
Yeah, you know what?
You come here.
You know what? I'll pay you. I'll invite some a guest.
That's what I want to hear.
I'll bring a guest and we'll record here. That's fine.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
And I'll promote you guys. Like, it's not, at the end of the day, it's about influencing other people.
So the influencing comes from, we have an email. If you want to talk to us, it's info@gentlemanpodcast.com. If you want to see us on IG, it's gentlemanpod.com. Every social media is gentlemanpod.com. Gamertag Radio, you can find on Twitch, you can find on YouTube, you can find on fucking Twitter, IG.
You know what's crazy? You mentioned Twitch.
You're done with Twitch?
No, I have Twitch.
Okay.
That's not our main focus.
But you I feel like
I feel like you can find Gamertag Radio on everything.
Everything.
On almost every platform.
Gamertag Radio.
But I feel
everywhere.
Like Twitch would be a good place to see you, though.
We were the first gaming podcast to join Spotify. We were like the launch.
Awesome. That's
we were the launch partners for Spotify.
And they they pumped you?
Yes. And we'd be on the front page of iTunes.
Let me know. I'll put maybe Alex can do like a thing for you.
Spotify?
Yeah, because he works for Spotify. He does promotional
he does
events, like advertising
Let me tell you,
things.
I don't depend on anyone. It's fine. It's fine. If
I don't want any help.
No, if he wants to do it, fine.
Fuck you, Alex.
Because you know what it is? You know what
Come
it is?
at me, bro.
In life, you can't depend on no one.
That's true. You're right.
You shouldn't. You just do it.
If somebody
grabs it, it's a bonus.
I was the person making.
Bonus.
I was the person making fun of Godfrey in the sense that he passed out when Method Man touched him.
That's fine.
But right now,
that's fine.
He is the podcast master in the sense of Gamertag Radio has went on to done how many downloads?
Right now, we're about to hit 9 million.
9 fucking million podcasts. As a guy who had a festival passed out in front of our friends.
As Method Man touched him.
But wait a minute. We had multiple ads. DraftKings, Uber,
all those ads.
1-800-Flowers.
He was still the person.
Viagra.
We had
Viagra, Blue Chew.
Hey, you know what? I love the blue pill. I'm an advocate for it.
Blue Chew.
Blue Chew.
If you've ever,
who's to say I haven't tried it? Who's to say my wife isn't extremely happy right now?
Have you ever seen the issue of Infinite Earths where Superman is holding Supergirl? That's how I felt holding Godfrey outside of the Wu-Tang concert.
Jesus Christ, that's not too much.
All right. Let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up.
Go.
Wrap it up.
All right. Yeah. So this has been an extremely long episode.
Absolutely.
Part 2. 3 parts.
This is a two-parter. It's a two-parter.
Yeah. We're at 3 hours, so hour and a half. We're good, everybody.
We'll split it. But
you're in charge.
We can see Nano. Talking. We can see Nano on Twitter at Nano551, IG Nano551.
Everything. All my handles are Nano551.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
That drink you guys have,
Glen Fohdry.
It was legit.
That's good.
Glen Fohdry, 12-year.
It was fucking legit. That was good. I feel good.
There you go.
It was not extreme. We just had a conversation. It was
good. We did it, bro.
I hope that is a solid endorsement.
Absolutely.
It was really freaking good. Who decision was that?
It was Charles. He bought it.
Props.
I go by the label on the bottle. It's not like I went by. I picked by label.
It's whatever catches the eye. Yes. And that one happened to do it, and it was a good choice. Glen Fohdry.
Great. And we drank the whole bottle.
Fohdry.
Glen Fohdry. 12-year single malt.
12 years.
Very good. Smooth.
Yeah.
Great finish.
And that will be the name of the episode, and we may do part 1, part 2, but either way.
Part 3.
Part 3?
Maybe part 3. Who knows? But thank you for joining us.
We appreciate all your help and respect. And for all the new listeners, because I know Godfrey's going to bring us 7,000 new people to listen to us.
If we don't get at least 8,000 downloads, I'm going to be really upset.
Very angry.
I'll I'll promote it.
You should promote it in the sense of like, I talked a lot about school stuff that I
may have not admitted to having a 22-year-old daughter.
22-year-old daughter.
By the way,
I had sex with a cousin.
By the way, Dead Cells for the Nintendo Switch.
Oh, we didn't even talk about.
No, we didn't talk. Hey, part 4 of the game.
Yo, I have it right here in video.
No, it's too late. It's too late.
You know what? We should do your podcast and come on and talk about it.
We'll go on
Gamertag Radio. We'll talk about Dead Cell because you know what? I'll download it on the.
I'll download it.
You have a Switch?
Yeah, I have a Switch.
Yo. I know everybody think about 4K.
No. The Switch is like the best thing ever.
Greatest.
Absolutely, I agree.
Of this generation.
Yeah, no, I agree. I totally agree. And you know what? We'll talk about that more on another day,
or on Gamertag Radio.
Yes.
Enjoy this podcast, part 1 or 2, whatever you're listening to. This is Charles and Nano signing out.
Peace.
Peace
And beep. I'll put music in here now.